For coming by. Good luck today.
Always
appreciate your time. All right, we're going to check it. Kyle's moved to one of the on the favorites board as we check the odds for today. Chase Elliott at the top, as you can see, and Kyle Busch in the mix as well. As for some of the long shots there, kind of an interesting group. Bubba Wallace was a long shot, but
what is up, motherfuckers and party people? How the hell is everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a great fucking day, because it's race day.
You correctly predicted the winner of last week's
race day is the best day.
Larson, but still, a win's a win. So you're playing with house money.
I am, and I think Denny Hamlin.
Even if it's not a race that I'm really excited for, I'm really not that excited for this race. Martinsville in the next gen era sucks. So
he's really went out on a limb the last 2 weeks with Larson and then Hamlin.
My guy hasn't won here in a decade.
Yeah, Hamlin's a big fan.
This is Martinsville, right? That's where we're at. That's right,
Rick Hendrick. Rick Hendrick's going to win this race, but you're going to make me pick a driver. I'm going to Chase Elliott. I like what I heard out of him. I like the confidence, little swagger this week, starting up front. Chase Elliott.
Yeah, I like Chase Elliott as well, but I'm going to go with his teammate Alex Bowman. He came so close last week. He's won here before. I think he has the momentum on his side. I think he gets it done today.
All right, I'm going to throw in Logano. Joey Logano. Just keep. I'm not on the board, but just in case.
It's a good ad, Chris.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an authorized gaming operator of NASCAR this week. New customer.
Martinsville.
Get $200.
But yeah, how the hell is everybody doing today? Getting ready for the Cookout 400 from Martinsville Speedway in Ridgeway, Virginia.
The crown is yours.
There is a chance of rain today. I don't think it'll hit. My Weather Channel app says that we should be good to go. But AccuWeather says that we're going to get some rain around 4. In the 4 to 5 hour. So I don't know which to believe. But either way, we're going to get a full race in today.
Everything in between. This week, DraftKings has an exclusive offer for racing fans.
We'll just use the damp tires. You just want to use the damp tires as the main tire.
When you sign up. And you can download Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour podcast on your favorite platform to stay up to date on all the storylines on and off the NASCAR track. The crown is yours.
24-hour moisturizing body wash that locks in 4 times the moisturizers of your
No, you want it
old
to
body
sprinkle
wash.
so we have another
Just 12 ingredients.
variable? Oh, okay. I see that.
Clean moisturizing body wash isn't a myth, it's native.
We do have the damp tires, but if it's actively raining, they'll still have to stop the race. It's only to be used to kind of like shorten a rain delay almost. Like it'll be used to, you know, they don't have to dry the track as much. They dry it to a point, and then they're like, okay, we're good. Go on the damp tires. But if it rains, we still have to stop the race. And obviously, if there's lightning, which I don't think there would be today, but if there is, then obviously there's nothing we can do about that. We have to stop.
At least you can go to SafeLight.com and schedule a fix in minutes.
Sweet.
SafeLight can come to you for free. And our highly trained techs can replace your windshield right at your home.
Save light, save light.
Don't wait. Go to SafeLight.com and schedule now.
Save light repair, save light replace.
Spring forward this tax
Red Sox and Rangers just got underway. Hoping the Red Sox can win today. They lost the last 2 games after winning opening day.
5G network. Because this tax season is free phone season. Straight Talk, available at
There it is.
Yeah, green flag is set for 3:10.
All the parts you need.
It's about 20-something minutes here.
Every time. eBay. Things people love.
NASCAR fans, the time is now to turn your love of racing into free tickets, merchandise, VIP experiences, and much, much more. Rack up fan rewards points by watching races at home, playing fantasy, completing challenges, and visiting tracks. Then redeem your points for epic prizes. You are in the driver's seat. What are you waiting for? Sign up for the free NASCAR Fan Rewards loyalty program today at NASCAR.com/fan rewards.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Since 1925, the Goodyear blimp has been inspiring fans to keep looking up and keep driving forward.
In racing, time waits for no one. and neither do champions. Every lap, every stop, every decision measured in tenths, hundredths, thousands of a second. Because in racing, time isn't given, it's taken.
Flies by on the outside. Pay off some paybacks. Become the order of the day.
Shaved off in the corners, cut down in the straightaways, engineered in the garage. Too fast, and you lose control.
Oh, trouble. Oh, crap.
Too slow, and you fade away. But those who master time, they write their names in history. Because in the end, the stopwatch never lies.
Now, as we get ready for opening ceremonies, let's head down. Michael Walker back from opening day in Cincinnati with the Reds, promoting the baseball game at Bristol. And he thought the big red machine was a fire truck, but that's not true. Michael, where are you for the grid walk?
I can't wait for that Bristol
I know you kid because
baseball game. I will be streaming that, by the way.
To the opening day
It's not till
parade, the
August,
Reds
though,
game.
but
Are you a big Reds fan?
Yeah, I grew up.
I don't think the Red Sox are playing during that time.
So I was a huge King Griffey Jr. guy growing up, and the Reds were obviously my team just because they were the closest to home.
And they haven't won in a while, but there's a lot of energy. They got a new manager and a lot of positivity.
Yeah, they definitely have a pretty good roster. Obviously, like you were saying, the new manager comes from the Guardians. I guess 2 years ago, took a year off. So, yeah, it should be a good year for them. I actually got to go to spring training. I had Ellie De La Cruz doing a racing simulator with me, too. So it was pretty neat.
Hello, good afternoon, Samuel Wilson. What's up, Matt? How you doing?
How you doing?
Good.
Are you ready to cheer Dad on?
Uh-huh.
Good looking outfit. Thanks for your time, Chase. Have a good day. Willie B, William Byron. Can you explain, William, how special this place is to you? I mean, I know when you were 6 years old, you came here for the first time. You won here.
Yeah.
How cool is this place for you?
It's cool. This place has so much history, and for me, like, it's the first. I sat up in the grandstands over there in turn 4 with my dad and watched the race when I was young. So, yeah, it just has that special feel to it.
And then crossing from the asphalt to the concrete right there. Have you got that all figured out?
I hope so, man. It's a lot harder getting into 1 than it is 3. So hopefully just have the wheel hop, not really wheel hop, but wheel chatter under control.
Yeah. What about this man beside you, Rudy Fugel? Fugel, how you doing?
I'm doing great, ready to go. I was hoping to sneak away like I usually do, but you got me.
Yeah, I caught you looking away, and so I came up to you. You are a dynamic duo. I hope you have a great day today. Hi there. Hi, baby. It's always fun on the grid walk. See who we can find now. Tyler Reddick. It's the short track, the paperclip they call it. How you feeling about today? You look wonderful.
Thank you, Mikey. So do you. I don't know. This has been a challenge for me at times, this racetrack. Just when I think I kind of get it figured out, I get knocked back down again. But yeah, practice for our Mobile 1 Toyota Camry was pretty average, but I feel like we learned some interesting things about our car. So be able to come up here and qualify 9th is promising. It does seem like our car has good long run speed, so hoping for those today.
Just be the beast that you are.
That'd be good, yeah.
You like that, I think. See if we can find Bubba Wallace. Hi, buddy. How you doing? I watched. Yeah, I came by earlier, guys, and I went like that, and Bubba's like. It was fun seeing you catching up with Harvick. I'm glad you're in a good place. I can't wait to watch your race today.
Thank you, MW. It's been a good time this year, so we're going to keep it going. A long season ahead of us, so got the family here. It's my wife's birthday today, so happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Look at that beautiful baby. Hi, baby.
He's sleeping. He's ready for the race.
Well, I hope the big guy here can give you a wonderful birthday present and go to Victory Lane. And didn't I help you load up a grandfather clock one day?
Again, right? Your back still good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll be back. All right, Chris, it's always fun on the grid. I'm going to send it back your way, and you carry along, okay? I don't kid, but I do care.
You do care, and I'm glad you care. We all kid. All right, I'm with Jamie McMurray here. It's fun of this Joey Logano and family. They're so relaxed before jumping in. And all the drivers we talked to, we just heard from Michael, even though they have short track experience, Jamie, and you raced here as well, I mean, you just talk about how challenging, how difficult this is.
Well, I mean, all these guys grew up racing on short tracks, but when you get here, it's just different. And everyone will tell you it's one of the most challenging short tracks
that they run on. It's just unique with the concrete corners, the shape of the racetrack, the braking, the transition, concrete to asphalt. It's way different, Chris.
We've seen aggressive drivers pushing some mistakes but trying to make something happen. Elton Sawyer, who is the NASCAR Senior Vice President of Competition, told the drivers in the drivers' meeting the word of the day is respect. All right, so he's sending out a little warning. Expound on that.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that the words mean nothing to drivers. I would tell you that points and money mean something to these drivers. So I don't know that that's nice that he said that, but I don't know that it's going to go very far. I would tell you this also. We made it, you mentioned it, an hour into the show without saying paperclip. We've made it the entire show without mentioning hot dog.
Hot dogs on the grandfather clock. That'll be part of the theme all afternoon at NASCAR's oldest track, the short track, and a track also that it's the only track that has run a race every year that there's been NASCAR, going back to 1949. Thanks for being with us live from Martinsville.
Please rise as you are able. Remove your hats. And veterans, render a hand salute as the George Washington High School Navy Junior ROTC Color Guard presents our nation's colors. Here to offer today's invocation, please welcome Martinsville Speedway Chaplain, Tim Hunt.
Pray with me, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day that you've given us today and a chance to be here at Martinsville and enjoy an amazing race. So we pray protection over everyone that is here, from the drivers and their teams to the fans in the stands, for the ones who make the awesome hot dogs and the ones who help us park. May your protection be over them all. And please be with our first responders and take care of them as they take care of us. Unite us as people. And we pray this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome the Virginia Army National Guard 29th Infantry Division Band.
America!
The Fox Nation Spring Sale is happening now.
See it for yourself before it's too late.
Now's the time to discover everything Fox Nation has to offer for just $2.99 a month. Stream new episodes of Jesus, Crown of Thorns.
Who do you say I am? You are the Messiah.
And new episodes of Martin Scorsese Presents The Saints.
Redemption is open to us all.
Sign up now and you'll get all of Fox Nation's new exclusive series.
Yeah, I was confused how you got here so fast, because, like, Andy commented, "Hi there, Sam," before I even went live. I was just sitting here, getting ready to go live.
Rated T for teen.
And,
is wild.
yeah, it showed up in my playlist, because I added it to my playlist, and then that's how he got in here.
Dangers awaken, we are called upon.
77 degrees in Ridgeway, Virginia.
To the wilds. We are hunters. Monster Hunter Wilds. Available now.
Your cheeseburger deserves a nice big slice of our Sargento family legacy. You can taste over 70 years of our family commitment to high quality, real, natural cheese in every bite. You have our word on it, you have our name on it. Sargento, a promise you can taste.
No, I don't want to look. Erica, used car shopping doesn't have to be scary. Show me Carfax. Knowing how a car's actually complete on tax price means you don't have to overpay.
Oh, shit.
No fear, just Fox. Say, show me at Carfax.com.
We've been to the long tracks. We've reviewed the history.
Darrell Waltrip could cost home.
We've talked clocks, dogs, and paper clips. And finally,
Green flag is in the air.
we're here. At the bumper-to-bumper...
Jaden, real quick, post your win pick.
messes of short track racing. This season's first taste of half-mile mayhem.
The titles of Martinsville Speedway.
These guys are going at it so hard. These guys are ready to do battle.
And with it, perhaps a winner finally returning to victory lane.
Yeah, I forgot to post the win pick earlier. My win pick for today is Christopher Bell.
Welcome to the NASCAR Cup Series from Martinsville Speedway. The scene of some great...
Phone going on DND.
Since 1947, when this track was built. It predates NASCAR. It's had a race every year of NASCAR's existence, and it's part of the heart of NASCAR. A short track at Martinsville. Then we'll go to the short track at Bristol after we hit the egg-shaped oval at Darlington, and then a super speedway at Talladega on Fox. But we are short track.
So yes, the first stage is 80 laps, the second stage is 100 laps, so that'll be lap 180, and then the final 220 laps will be the final stage. Fuel is 175 to 190 laps, so in the first two stages you would not have to pit under green, but if the final stage went green, you would have to make a pit stop.
Physical day in the race car with all the shifting and braking, in traffic, out of traffic, but oh, by the way, you're going to get run into from the back. You're going to have to run into somebody from the front, and it's going to be a physical day on your body and on your mind.
Well, and tires. Tires are what's going to win this race. Tire management, that is. These tires are going to wear out. They're soft.
Jaden's got Bubba Wallace winning. Now we're just waiting for Dom's pick.
Last year we saw it, the tire wear, and who does that best? Who manages these tires? Denny Hamlin starting up front. Talk to him in the pre-race. Bell, a dirt racer up front.
Bubba Wallace would be awesome.
I still believe in Blaney. I know he's starting in the back, but keep an eye on my man Blaney. There he is. From 32nd position. After a tough lap in qualifying for Ryan Blaney. The Penske cars are all kind of spread out through the field. Roger Penske is here up on the roof. But the Hendrick cars are all right there up front, and they've had such success here.
Well, we've got all four of those cars in the top 10, and they have had a ton of success here. And I think today is going to be one of those days where you're going to have to manage your tires. We heard a lot of the drivers talk about managing the tires. These cars right here with the Hendrick cars always seem to be able to turn through that rubber, Clint, and also have that
Christopher Bell starts on pole. He is my pick to win.
These guys have done a great job through the years. These cars all
about to get these babies fired up.
Look for them all to run up front all day.
Just because I mentioned those other guys, don't think for a second if you're going to come to Martinsville.
Hopefully the race can be good today.
Rick Hendrick and Company at HMS. All
your pick is Logano,
been in
Andy.
Lane here for a reason. Just like in history and races past, if you're going to win, you need to be in a Hendrick car. But when you come to Martinsville, think of Ryan Blaney because he's won 2 of the last 3 races here. Kyle Larson, best average finish over the last 5 races. How about Chase Briscoe? 5 top 10s, his most of any track. And Joey Logano, 11 straight top 10 finishes here. Denny Hamlin, 3 wins, top 5s, 9 of them. And Bubba Wallace, top 4 in 3 of the last 5 short track races. Well, that leaves Chase Elliott, the only driver to finish.
Oh, that's weird. The live point standings right now show the truck standings.
So
that's kind of weird.
And get ready for
I think it'll update once we get going.
On the paperclip. Let's go trackside.
Martinsville Speedway. Give a big NASCAR welcome to Rue Reeves. He is here as a cookout representative, ready to fire engines with the most famous words in motorsports. Take it away, Rue.
Drivers, start your engines!
I think it'd be really funny if a kid came up to do that and was like, "Drivers, go fuck yourself." It's like, what? You can't fine a kid, you know? You can't like fine a kid. I think it'd be really funny. Drivers, go fuck yourself.
Martinsville hot dogs and get ready for 400 fast-paced laps here.
I used to struggle with dandruff and scalp issues, but then I started using Head & Shoulders every wash because the active ingredient in Head & Shoulders fights off the microbes that cause dandruff. Microbes are on everyone's scalp and can cause irritation, but when you use Head & Shoulders every wash,
keeps these rascals at bay.
We don't have Dom's win pick yet.
Before it starts. Where do you think you're going?
See? No flakes down here.
Here looks great.
Had a little help.
Make every wash count.
We got the house!
Don't worry about the driving with Pods. Pack at your pace, store your things
What made
until
it
you're
glitch
ready.
that bad?
Then we deliver to your new home. Across
Are you talking about the truck standings? I don't know. I don't know why. It has done that before, but
Subway $6.99.
I think it'll update once the race starts. At least I hope.
Headed to overtime. Fresh sliced deli meat, fresh crispy veggies. Too much good stuff. Order now in the Subway app. Use code 699FL now. Deals only here until April 2nd.
The Fox Nation Spring Sale is happening now for just $2.99 a month. Start streaming Fox Nation's original exclusive premium content. The Fox Nation Spring Sale, just $2.99 a month. Sign up today.
Tahini, the irresistible blend of mild chilies, lime, and sea salt, is perfect for adding flavor your way. What's your way to tahini?
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-867-0280.
Close the website and restart.
I'm looking for a couch. Well, I thought it was in incognito mode.
Google leaves your personal information exposed.
Switch to the DuckDuckGo browser. You get a built-in search engine like Google, but it never collects your search history. And you can browse like Chrome, except it blocks most cookies and ads.
No, it's
So
still
you're
showing.
protected from hackers, scammers, and data-hungry companies.
And the browser's free.
They make money from search ads that don't follow you around.
That was easy.
Download the DuckDuckGo browser.
No, probably because I didn't
today.
actually follow your instructions. That's probably why. I didn't actually restart Visual Studio.
Welcome back to the NASCAR Cup Series at Martinsville Speedway on FS1. Here's some of the storylines for today. The winner has started outside the top 10 the last 5 races, longest streak ever. Last 7 winners, all 30 years old or younger. There are 21 drivers in the field above age 30. The pass for the win is
No, still
30 laps here in the last 5
still
races,
showing
so
trucks.
stick around
That's
for
all
the
right.
finish.
It'll probably update once we
We're
go
ready to
green.
start. Let's get a word with our pole sitter.
Let's do it. Hey, Christopher Bell, Kevin and Clint up in the booth. Man, you laid in the weeds on us yesterday, told us you weren't going to get the pole, and now you're on the pole. You've got the best pit stall, the best starting spot. What's the plan for today to manage these tires and get that thing to the end in the same spot you start?
Yeah, Kevin, I'll tell you what, it sure is nice starting up here. I've never done it before. So, as you know, whenever you're in the teens, the 20s at the start of this race, it's just extremely hard to get in line and just take care of your tires. And I'm hopeful that starting up here, everyone behaves a little bit better, and we can see what this wall camera's got on the long run.
Well, we're looking forward to watching it. Good luck out there today.
Thank you, guys.
Christopher Bell,
I don't know.
Joe Gibbs Toyota has his first pole of 2025, and as he said, his first pole here. Chase Elliott is one of the favorites.
I don't want to do all that minutes before the race starts. It doesn't matter that much.
Chevrolet alongside. Row number 2, 2 Hendrick Chevys. Alex
Either way, I think it'll update once the race actually starts.
And Kyle Larson. It's the first time
I think it did this before.
Sports drivers have started in the top 5 at Martinsville. Here's Regan Smith.
Like the Hendrick Motorsports numbers speak for themselves here at Martinsville. Nothing short of dominance, including last year when they finished first, second, and third in this race. I asked Vice President of Competition Chad Canals, what is it about Martinsville? Of course, he's responsible for 9 of their victories over their career as a company here at this racetrack, and he said it is just a level of excellence and an unspoken type of bond when it comes to this racetrack that everybody in the shop has and knows that they expect to be perfect when they come here. They still leave every time expecting just a little bit more. Alan Gustafson took it one step further. He said that it comes down to Jeff Gordon back in the 90s and how good he was here creating what they still carry through today. If somebody's going to win today, they are very likely going to have to go through a Hendrick Motorsports car.
Here we go. How about this row? 5-time winner Denny Hamlin on the inside. On his outside, 2-time short track winner Chris Buescher.
Row 4, we've got Joey Logano with 11 straight top 10 finishes at Martinsville.
So like I said, I'm really not sure what the rain looks like today because my Weather Channel app says that we're good to go.
He finished third and he comes to a place he absolutely loves. He already has 2 of those
AccuWeather
twice in the truck series. Yesterday, after he was fastest,
yeah,
he said,
AccuWeather says that we're getting some rain around 4.
That's the kind of expectation that they have with this.
So I don't know. Either way, we're in it till the end.
But this team, they are rolling. And
It don't really matter what the rain does because Regardless, we'll be here to the end.
5, Tyler Reddick on the inside, on his outside. I haven't heard
Whether
his
that's
name
3 hours or 6 hours, you
Keep an
know?
eye on him, folks. 24, William Byron.
Row number 6, we have Chase Briscoe, who finished top 10 in 5 of the last 6 Martinsville races, and 2-time Martinsville winner, Kyle Busch.
Rest of our lineup will be on the scoring pylon on the left of your screen. Let's bring in our crew chief, Larry McReynolds.
Mike, these drivers are going to be so busy at this half-off short track today. Lap times just north of 20 seconds. They'll be working the throttle, working the steering. They'll be working heavy braking, getting into corners. But believe it or not, they will be shifting up to 4 times a lap. Let's go to our Toyota Camry cutaway car, and let's look at what we call the
Maybe if I just refresh it.
You're going to see the ECU on top of the dash, the electronic control unit. They preset a rev limiter there to 8,800 RPMs. Now, you've heard us talk about the 5-speed sequential shifter in the Gen 7 car, but here today at Martinsville, they'll be working between 3rd and 4th gear all day long. Now, when the driver picks the throttle up...
Jaden, I think yesterday you sent something. It was like a Roman Reigns thing, and I think you were trying to imply that you were my tribal chief. Let's just make it very clear. You are not. You are not my tribal chief.
The driver shifts to 4th without lifting the throttle. Now, getting a normal downshift, getting into the corner, you go to 3rd gear, you just flip the throttle. Guys, it may not sound like much, but it's worth some gain in lap time, but you have to be careful not to spin the tires on restarts.
Oh, it's a big-time gain, and it's basically what it's doing, right? You have to have load on those gears, and that load is what keeps it in gear. And as soon as it hits that rev limiter or you burp the gas, like Larry was just talking about, it takes the load off the gear, enabling it to shift. So when it hits that rev limiter, they're using that no-lift shift. If you take the load off the gear and put it in the next one.
Yeah, and you heard Larry mention it, the fact that these tires will start spinning. Sometimes the rear tires will almost hop up off of the corner. And as these tires wear out and that wheel spin goes up, you do not want to get that thing hung on the rev limiter because the car will die and just stop. It'll take a second for it to get back going. So some are using no-lift shift and some aren't.
So the weather at the start of the week for Sunday was horrible, but every day the forecast has improved, and now we're close to 80 degrees. The clouds are rolling in, and there may be thunderstorms tonight, but that's after this race finishes. Well, so we might not see the wet weather tires, but these clouds will play a big role in this race today. As the sun comes out, it'll get hot and slick. As the clouds come up, it'll gain grip, and everybody's handling characteristics will change because of that. So you see the stage lengths. You can run stage 1 and 2 without a pit stop, but that final stage, more than half the race, 220 laps. So Larry, what's today's race strategy, sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless?
Mike, there's big curving on the inside of both ends of the racetrack of the turns. Stay off that curving. It'll get you and someone running on the outside of you both in trouble. A late stage caution, maybe pit, flip the stage, and then you'll stay out at the stage break for track position. Stage 3 is 220 laps. Split it in half as far as pitting. Should it go caution-free? I think in stage 3, though, Mike, you'll see strategy all over the place.
Thanks, Larry. We were allowed to sit in on Alex Bowman's team meeting this morning.
All right, we roll through it here. Stages 80, 180, 400. First couple stages we don't have to stop, so that'd be pretty straightforward. You can't expect things to go right all the time, especially at a place like Martinsville. So if it doesn't, the execution will be what sets us apart. So George's home track, we'll let him break it down for us.
But just like that clock we're taking home tonight, it's time to wind it up. Clockwork on 3. 1, 2, 3. Clockwork.
There's the pit crew for the 48, led by Blake Harris.
I guess we don't get Dom's pick.
Martinsville was built in 1947. NASCAR started in 49, racing here on dirt. In the mid-1950s, Burt Meyer's grandfather won the very first race on a paved Martinsville Speedway. And his grandson, third-generation racer Burt, was in
Burt Myers, yeah.
I love my game.
He's in the race. Wasn't he in the Clash?
Few racetracks that still get me. When these guys line up at Martinsville, I get jealous every single time. One of my favorite racetracks, the challenge of this place, there's nothing like it. My gosh, when you're out front, the clean air feels good. Mired in traffic is not so good.
No,
this place brings it everything at you and anything in between.
Well, on the other side of that fence, I wasn't very good here. So you were always the guy that was really good here, and I can't wait to see
let's
this
get
all
racing
today.
Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Toyota and Chevrolet.
Here we go. Pace car is off, and the green flag is in the air. We are racing from Martinsville.
Great jump by Christopher
contest getting into 1 and 2.
And all the talk about
still got truck points. That's weird.
What we need to do with our tires right now, you need to get everything that you can get from a track position standpoint. You're going to see him be able to run too wide for a little bit, but you're going to have to get to that bottom lane to be able to put yourself in a position to not lose as many spots as possible. And you'll see them all start to stack up as that bottom lane starts to fill in the holes.
I'm glad you said that, Kevin. When they do stack up, that's an opportunity to get on that outside. You might be able to get on them. As they stack up, getting into the corner, it accordions them, and you keep the momentum on the outside.
First 3 single file. Here's the race for 4th. Toyota Chevrolet. Kyle Larson a little loose getting up off that corner. Going to drop in line behind Denny Hamlin.
And you see him, he almost let up a little bit up off the corner. He knew how important it was to get down on the bottom of that racetrack to not get hung on the outside. If you wait too long, they'll fill those holes. And every time you wait, those holes get further and further apart.
Riding out more Bubba Wallace, the Toyota cam, trying to make the outside work, but Chris Buescher pulls ahead on the inside, and now Wallace has more company. Joey Logano to the inside of the 22.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. If that hole doesn't open up, as you see a little
Jesus
contact
Christ.
up off the corner.
Here we go.
Logano will get the spot from Wallace. That is 7th place. Bubba drops in behind him. More action right behind William Byron.
I guess we got no live point standings today.
The 45.
Because it doesn't want to show us that.
Tyler Reddick here. Byron's not going to go away either.
No, you saw Chase Briscoe right there trying to put that car in there. He thought twice about it, putting it in there 3 wide.
It put pressure on him, though. He really drove off in the corner, did a good job getting it loaded up before he got in the door of the 24.
I guess you're noob, yeah. That might be the
It's
reason.
a good launch off the outside. It pulls a full car length ahead of Reddick and seals the deal.
Yeah, see, Reddick was not able to get up off the corner because he needed that real estate in him. That 24 had him on the outside and pinched him off a little bit.
Oh, Dom did post his win pick, Kyle Larson.
Now the first car on the outside, that's Kyle Busch back in 14th.
And his starting spot was 10th.
And Michael McDowell.
Yeah, and he's one of the
So that
on the outside of
was
this racetrack.
William Byron.
In that second lane.
It's going to come down. I mean, this is the traffic jam of Martinsville. It's going to come down to the long run. Talked about the tire fall off, softer tire this year than what we had in the spring race last year. Look over, biggest movers on the board, guys. Well, he's only gained 2 spots. Not time. Really nowhere to go right now. Save your tires, settle in like we're watching these guys do. Let this long run prevail.
Yeah, these first 20 laps of this run, you're going to see it more difficult to make up that track position and be able to put yourself in a position to take care of the car. The cars all handle really good for those first 20 laps. That's when we see 20, 25, 30 laps. You're going to see the difference in the cars start to eat up that right rear tire, and the cars start to fall off. They start to get loose in, tight in the middle, and loose off.
And what's going to show that the most is the rubber on the racetrack. As you're watching it come around that concrete corner looks pretty good. Not a lot of rubber down, not much black in the corner. That will change, and it'll change in a hurry. I would say somewhere around lap 30.
Chase Briscoe on the outside of teammate Ty Gibbs. Josh Berry looking around from the inside. Not able to gain ground here. To Briscoe, nope.
That's weird.
No pass there.
Yeah, and we noted it yesterday. We talked a lot about Josh Berry, his success in his 21 car as they've started the year. Notorious for his short track career. Won races right here in the late model stock cars at Martinsville, and we expect him to be a contender today as his short track pedigree is very, very high.
That's the Ford Performance Camp. Talked to Leonard Wood this morning. Of course, Wood Brothers, just about 20 miles to the west of here in Stewart, Virginia. They're all really looking forward to next weekend, the throwback week at Darlington. That's going to be something to see. All right, Ryan Blaney started 32nd. He has gained 1 spot.
Well, that's what we talked about, and it'll come. The problem is, you don't have a lot of insurance. You're clear back there at 32nd. When these leaders start catching the field, they start picking them up and putting them down pretty quick. So it starts forcing your hand to move some people out of the way and get going, Kevin.
And as this field starts to have different variances of fall off and things that are happening from each car, that's when you're really going to start to see the passing. So that's why NASCAR went to this softer tire to create some of that fall off. But they drive really good at the beginning.
Casey Mears is back in the Cup Series.
Down to about a half a track for you in the lap traffic. Doesn't take long.
Christopher Bell has the fastest lap of the race so far, 93.09 miles an hour.
And that rubber on the racetrack racetrack it's going to be a little bit different than yesterday. This track is very sensitive to the sun and the way that it lays rubber down. When it's overcast like it is right now, it takes a little bit longer.
I love when the
for
cars go
rubber to get on
fast.
the racetrack, so it'll be interesting to see what the fall off is today compared to the shining sun on the racetrack from yesterday.
Talking about fall off, Christopher Bell told us yesterday as it falls off, it gets looser, Kevin. I'm watching these cars, and I want to, per his point, these cars will start slipping and sliding around, and where it'll start showing is on the entrance of the corner.
Yeah, well, and that downshift makes it more difficult. You see Bubba Wallace shifting right there in the middle of the straightaway, and you see this downshift that he makes right there. Right now it looks pretty easy, but what'll happen is it'll start to get over on that right rear tire, and as you downshift, it almost makes it worse. So they'll start having to either get earlier with the downshift, but most likely they'll shift that downshift.
Well, Jaden, good for you.
Induce that looseness into the car while it's shifting.
It's no big deal. I mean, at this point of the year, do points really even fucking matter? I mean, they do, but
17 laps complete. Christopher Bell has led them all, and he's pulled away by about 4 car lengths from Chase Elliott and the rest of his field.
Well, his job's easy right now. He's out there putting down really fast laps. Only lost about 3/10 of a second, but when he catches these lap cars, he's got the 66 of Casey Mears on the same straightaway as him. That won't be the problem. It'll be when these cars are stacked up in front of him that are trying to not go a lap down. That's when it becomes difficult and things start to get more physical.
It's going to be a challenging race. I mean, I'm already looking at it. We have all the hitters lined up at the front. You got Bell, you got Elliott, the 3 of the 4 Hendrick cars that we talked about. Logano's really good here. Wallace had a great run here. This is shaping up to be a fantastic race. Battle of the Giants.
20 green flag laps in. Christopher Bell has led them all ahead of Chase Elliott.
Join the more than 7 million adults. Like
and
Michael,
a full
who
screen
take
commercial.
Ozempic.
As touring musicians, my type 2 diabetes could have slowed us down, but I didn't let it. I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty, and this is what my Ozempic era looks like. I'm lowering my A1C and lost some weight too. I also learned some people take Ozempic to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events like stroke, heart attack, or death. And others take it to lower the risk of worsening chronic kidney disease.
Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take if you or your family had MTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck or any of these allergic reactions. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas, gallbladder or severe stomach problems, or changes in vision. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Taking with a sulfonylurea or insulin may raise low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, constipation. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Discover the GLP-1 with the most FDA-approved uses. Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Chester. Chester's under the blankets, but just like a tiny part of his face is exposed. You can see his nose. It's kind of adorable.
Wendy's has a fresh JBC or double stack in the app for only $1. In fact, they're so fresh, this JBC is still getting made. There she is. Show off. For the freshest deals on what you love, gotta be Wendy's.
How fast could a stock car go?
Wallace a fitter on it, but he'll drop the hammer. Chase Elliott now is on the prowl.
The engine's in.
Nobody's feeling it. Lady right down the middle. Go, 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 go. Chastain pedaling as hard as he can.
The speed mounts up to the driver.
Oh, let's go over it. Oh, God. Lawrence is going to do it. He'll never give up. Logano steps into history. What did we just say? 3 years ago.
It's like a switch flipped on the number 20.
Oh.
Because Chase
Elliott takes the lead.
Moved to the inside, took the lead. After Bell led the first 23 laps of this race, Chase Elliott to the point.
Well, that's on their feet. They like it.
That's exactly what we expected. You're going to see cars do that at different points. And Now that Chase Elliott has the lead, he's put a little bit of a gap between he and Christopher Bell, so you don't really know as you see a little bit of sun start to pop out, like you said, down there on the end in 3 and 4.
Yeah, and down there in 3 and 4, I'm seeing rubber getting built up on the racetrack quite a bit. People starting to slip and slide around, the movement's coming, and the passes are coming. Those are opportunities. Speaking of opportunities, that's still, you know, we watched Elliott make the pass for the lead. His teammate Bowman, there he is right there, starting to inch closer to Bell. Jamie, what about Christopher Bell?
Well, I talked to his crew chief, Adam Stevens, this morning, and their concern was the long run. They didn't really know what they had, if they were going to be good or not so good, but they went aggressive on the setup to try and help it. You see, he got past there at about 26 laps in, but this has been a tough place for this team. Adam said, we're really good on short tracks, except Martinsville, so it's kind of up in the air what they need. A caution is out for
Caution. Debris.
Caution at 31 laps. Debris up toward turn number 4.
Yeah, I see it right there on the outside where the asphalt and the concrete, there it is. It's like a brake duct or some sort of duct.
First caution flag of the day.
Yeah, and that changes everything up.
It sure does. That was not an expected caution.
80 laps, stage 1. That's the length of stage 1. So a pit stop would not be required. But, well, here we are under caution. Reigning MVP Shohei Ohtani leads the defending champion Dodgers in a much-watched early season showdown. They'll play Bryce Harper and the Phils Saturday at 4 Eastern on FS1.
Heard a lot of these guys practicing pit road before the race. Radio chatter was that was too fast, speeding. Probably have an adjustment there. I know we have that built in, but that being said, my point is, could see some speeding penalties here on pit road. Very important, very tricky pit road with the corners.
Pit road is open, and here comes almost everybody but Josh Berry.
Oh, man.
Regan.
Mike Chase Elliott in the 9 car. Good break with this caution early on. Having a little bit of radio trouble hearing Chase. As for the race car, he said it's good. It's still neutral right now. No issues in the 48 of Alex Bowman.
So it's a 10-minute, 51-second green flag run to start the race.
Right now, he's been quiet on the radio. Jamie?
Denny Hamlin in the 11. All he's really said is the entry is a little bit edgy, a little too free for his liking. Air pressure adjustment there as they work the left side. You see on the right side, Kyle Larson is in the 20 car. Christopher Bell talked about coming down pit road.
People overlooked that comment, or way read into that comment. I guess.
Of turn 2, it is a very tricky pit road. 33 laps complete, we're under caution.
When my doctor gave me Breztri for my COPD, things changed for me. Breztri gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed.
I ordered food. Hopefully it'll come at the stage end.
Pneumonia and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breztri.
Hey, Tyler, think I have what it takes to be part of a NASCAR pit crew? You? Yeah, I mean, we keep Xfinity Internet fast and reliable at home and on the go. It's kind of like keeping cars fast and reliable on the track. You thought that add coolant meant driving with your sunglasses on. It doesn't make it cooler? What's a jack? Don't bring him into this.
I don't know, man. I mean, you asked if we could swap gasoline once.
Okay. I shouldn't be in the pit crew. I meant driver. Maybe just stick to what you're good at. Beep, beep. Look out.
Xfinity is your super fast connection to NASCAR.
Fox UFL Friday lights up prime time with the reigning champs. This is what makes it exciting as the Birmingham Stallions take on the Michigan Panthers.
So we're under caution for the first time today for debris on the track.
Ready, set, go.
Almost halfway through the first stage.
On your new 25 Toyota Tacoma SR5 Double Cab, 36 months with $39.99 total cash or trade due at signing at Burdick Toyota. Shop with SmartPath at BurdickToyota.com.
No matter what your latest obsession is, Verizon is obsessed with helping you save on perks you love. That's why you can add popular streaming services to your $5 plan and save. So whether you're constantly watching your faves on Netflix and Max, streaming iconic stories and live sports across Disney+, Hulu, and ESPN+, or enjoying YouTube and YouTube Music ad-free, you can add any of these perks for $10 a month each, so you can keep obsessing and keep saving. With Verizon,
Ready, set, go. Save $4,000 off the MSRP on a new 25 Tundra SR double cab, or choose 2.99 for 72 financing at Burdick Toyota. Shop with SmartPath at BurdickToyota.com.
Once upon a time, Goldilocks took out the Ram 2500 Rebel. Next, he tried the Ram Charger. Then finally, the Ram RHO. And they were all just right.
During Ram Truck Month, get $6,500 combined cash allowance, plus current Chevrolet, Ford, and GMC owners get $1,500 bonus cash on select 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
Some of the favorites here at Martinsville. 37 laps complete. We're under caution, and we've been watching the birds atop the light tower all weekend. There's a pair of them. They are Gertrude and Heathcliff. You guys just aren't old enough. My dad loved Red Skelton. He was a great comedian. He had a bit about these two seagulls, Gertrude and Heathcliff. Oh, never mind.
There they are.
Yep.
They have been. They are probably not liking this. I don't know who Gertrude is, but you might not be liking this loud noise, so you should have built a house at a racetrack.
All right, 6 drivers stayed out, beginning with Josh Berry, who was 13th before the caution flag. The first 3 rows, well, 2.5 rows with Bell on the outside, all stayed out. 4 shifts per lap, 400 laps. You do the math. The drivers spoke about it.
Playing a demanding day. I think it's 1,600 shifts we'll have this weekend. It's a lot of shifting. 2 up shifts, 2 down shifts, just down and up. I mean, you're doing 4 shifts a lap, basically.
It's honestly annoying to shift that many times during a race.
That's what the racetrack calls for, but it does get a little bit tiring.
It can make for a tough day for sure in the race car.
It's not bad. I mean, it's a lot of shifting, but to shift, I think it's fairly simple.
I tell you what shifted, guys, is the field. These guys staying out. What was it going to be? Close to 40 laps to go. It's going to be exciting right here. A lot of shaking up in the field here.
Well, the one thing that tells me is they're really concerned with the way that these cars handled in traffic. This was always a really difficult track with the aero situation that these cars are in.
Fucking with them old boys, you gonna get fucked over. Back green.
Each took 2 tires as we're back to green.
Josh Berry's the leader.
Right off the bat, Cindric couldn't get going, spun the tires.
It's like the sun's starting to peek out.
One of those 6, Riley Herbst, also spun the tires, and it's a big mix-up headed for turn 3.
You're going to see these guys that stayed out on old tires really push hard here to try to get up front, put some positions in between them and the guys with tires coming, because you know they're going to be bearing down on you.
Yeah, Riley Herbst in that top lane. That's really going to hurt that momentum of the top lane as you see Kyle Larson shove him out of the way.
3 wide there, coming off 2. Josh Berry on point, leading the first laps for the Wood brothers here at Martinsville since Hall of Famer Ricky Rudd in 2005. Boy, this still will not resolve. Still 3 wide.
Never what you want to hear at Martinsville, middle of 3. I want to be bottom of 3, Kevin. If we're going to be 3 wide, I want to be on the inside.
Yeah, you see that bottom lane stack up.
Oh,
Riley got the wall. In the wall.
Yeah,
right
Ryan Preece, I think it was, got in the wall.
And the cars with 4 new tires, all pressing. Looking back for Brad Keselowski, the BuiltSubmarines.com cam, he was one of those that stayed out.
And they're all over him in the rear. You got Bell on the outside, Logano on the inside. He's got his elbows out, making his car as wide as possible.
Yeah, Josh Berry just ran his fastest lap, so that track position is doing his car good. But we've got a battle in the middle of this pack.
Riley Herbst has now fallen back to the back of the field.
Well, and that's what happens. Yeah, you get the clean track position for these guys that were able to get singled out up in the front of the pack, and it takes a little bit of time for the tires to overcome the aero side of everything that's going on. So right now, these guys want to see them race side by side that are leading this race. Josh Berry, Cole Custer, Austin Cindric, and Ryan Blaney. They want those guys to get held up as long as possible to click as many laps off as they can.
Well, speaking of holding them up, and that's Keselowski in the 6th car. You saw Logano hit him in the rear end, and you got Bell on the outside holding up 2 wide of teammates behind him.
So 35 to go in the stage. The 22 and the 20 took 2 tires. The cars behind them took 4.
Ooh! Contact there.
Elbowing each other for racing room. Connor was finally able to get the inside of Keselowski. He tried to squeeze. He's doing the same thing to Bowman. Look out!
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Riding him up the track. Oh my god.
When you throw that block, the guy either
That was
the guy
dumb.
below you has to decide. All right, I'm going to let you in, or I'm going to leave my fender in here and knock him up the racetrack.
Oh
like he did
boy.
right there.
Ty Gibbs giving Brad some contact.
With Denny Hamlin fighting for and taking the bottom, and everybody else up the lane. And you saw the result.
And as a driver in Brad's position, you saw it with Riley Herbst, and now you're seeing it with Brad. It puts you in a position to where you have to put yourself in as much of the way as possible to keep as many behind you. But man, I always hated being on defense like this.
So me too, and it's so hard. You can't find a hole. You're yelling at the spotter, give me a hole, let me get down, I need down, and the next one fills the hole, and so on and so forth. Very challenging. William Byron, way back in 31st after the caution flag and pit stops. Here's his radio.
That's pretty bad. So, what do we got to the end of the stage? We'll work our way forward. Figure out what some plays in our way. The rest of it, long ways to recover. Yeah,
Those clouds still do look kind of scary, though.
When he came into the pits, ninth, Regan.
Well, Mike, what preceded that radio was actually trouble getting the right front tire off on the pit stop. That slowed the stop down. Unfortunately, with this many cars still on the lead lap,
There's an issue in the Byron pit stop.
Penalty, you lose a lot of spots, but a long race left to make it up. As you see it on the bottom right there.
Speaking of losing spots, something sent Denny Hamlin way up the racetrack in turn 3. And he about lost it getting into 3. I didn't see a car around him. I have to go back and take a look at that. Hamlin falls to 10th. Larry tells us a 23-second pit stop on William Byron. Boy, the cars that did not take tires sliding around here, and so are some that did. Ryan Blaney, one of those trying to hang on, who used the caution to gain track position instead of tires. 52 laps complete, 28 to go in stage 1. Josh Berry and the Wood brothers out front.
Sometimes my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis gets in my way. But thanks to Sky Rizzy, I'm free to bare my skin. Feel free to bare my skin, yeah, it's on me. Nothing is everything. With Sky Rizzy, I saw dramatically clearer skin. And many people were 100% plaque-free. Sky Rizzy is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Now's the time. Ask your doctor about Sky Rizzy, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Motorsports isn't complicated. It's made up of races where you go as fast as you can, as best as you can, as sideways as you can, and whatever this is. Our team, Toyota Gazoo Racing. We make some seriously fast cars, like this one and this one, definitely this one. And they all have great drivers, ones that win, like win a lot. Look at all these legends. The hottest drivers right now are him, her, and this guy. They're all part of a big, happy family of speed demons. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Don't miss your chance to race for the millions.
Finalists, are you ready?
The NASCAR Powerball Playoff is back. Enter now to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race at the Phoenix Raceway, where you could take home $1 million.
Where is contestant number 2?
The race for the million is on.
I feel amazing.
Powerball, the official lottery game of NASCAR. Home to the NASCAR Powerball Playoff.
So I can take the steak home?
Yep.
As many butterfly shrimp as I want?
You got it.
Cake?
You can take home everything.
Those tongs? Ice cream machine? Dessert bar? That guy's hat?
We're gonna let that guy keep his hat, but that's more broccoli?
No thanks, I'm good.
That's my team out there.
If our network goes down,
Lives are at stake.
Our comms have to work.
Well, the mission won't.
That's why we partner with Verizon Frontline, the network that truly prioritizes first responders.
So we don't worry
Christopher
about
Bell
being
still
broke.
does have the fastest lap.
They're the most reliable 5G network in America.
Out here, reliability is everything.
Extreme or routine, Verizon Frontline delivers.
The #1 network choice in public safety. Learn more. Your mission is our purpose.
19 laps to go in stage 1 of the Cookout 400 at Martinsville Speedway. There's the lead that Josh Berry has over Cole Custer from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Since 1925, the Goodyear Blip has been inspiring fans to keep looking up and keep driving forward.
Yeah, points are still not working for me.
In front of the field, Berry, Custer,
It's all good.
And there is Hall of Fame crew chief Leonard.
Like I said, it's something we can work on, something that
Talk to him Wednesday at the Hall of Fame.
doesn't really matter, I guess, at this point in the season.
Larry Mack?
Yeah, Mike, when I look at Josh Berry in that 21 car, obviously he's got clean air, but the one thing I like about that race car right now, he is using a lot less brake at both ends of the racetrack than Cole Custer in the 41, Joe Logano in the 24.
Nah, I don't really care.
Those tires love when you use less brake because they don't build as much heat, which can also create a lot more brake heat as well.
It certainly does. It helps you, keeps the temperature of the tires, has build up, brake temperature, and everything in between, and there's only one guy that has the affordability to do that, the leader.
Yeah, right now. Oh, as we see some contact right there between the 12 and the 2, Bubba Wallace going to take advantage and get past both of them.
Jamie?
And you're looking at Ryan Blaney. They showed up. You remember he won here in the fall, so they expected to be good. But Jonathan Hassler, his crew chief, told me you cannot run the same car in the same setup. You have to keep evolving, and that's exactly what they did as a team. All three of the Penske cars had a different setup here. Obviously, the 12 cars didn't hit it right. Ryan didn't like the balance. He didn't like it on the long run, so they went back on some of those adjustments. So far today, obviously, they got the track position by staying out, but he said he just cannot roll the bottom like he wants to. He's having to park it at both ends of the track to get it to rotate.
Thanks, Jamie.
And that's
time to work on it, though.
And that's a very common trait with this car. When you get all the race cars on the racetrack and they get nose to tail like that, the front end just does not turn in the middle of the corner. So that's going to be something that you're going to find all day
fucked
in traffic.
Well, and the other thing that's hard, all right, so we're going to go to work on that. We're going to free you up in the middle of the corner and help that front end turn. Now you start getting loose in. Now you got two problems. Very tricky about this place. Don't let the car get too disconnected.
Robert Reddick trying to move up on Austin Cedric here. This race for 9th place.
All right, so we're on lap 69 right now. Josh Berry is the leader. Looks like he'll be Mr. 69.
Situation with tight in the middle is loose off. The thing is eventually going to catch up, snap over there in the 3/4 mark of the corners, and then now you're chasing on the throttle over the exit of the corner.
So Reddick to 9th and Dylan.
Josh Berry is Mr. 69.
That car has been really good. Not something that is abnormal here at Martinsville. Had some really good runs here in the past.
I'll tell you, a car that struggled is a car that was our leader in Holster, Christopher Bell, has definitely struggled to make passes and get up through the field like some of the other cars that were up there.
Back to 13th now. And out of the stage points, 10 laps to go, stage 1. Let's look at our full sitter.
Go right in front of him is Blaney. That car was 30th. 30th. This is a huge gain. Caution is out.
Caution.
Front straightaway around.
Oh, the 17.
Busher.
Chris Busher's around.
Quite a battle with a couple of cars, notably Zane.
9 to go on the stage, so I think we will go back green.
Pretty far down the straightaway to be just a spin. I'm guessing there might have been contact involved. As the cam shows Busher getting turned around here. He was 24th as we have our second caution of the day at lap 71.
So that was about an 11-minute and 9-second green flag run.
The free pass. He's the only car a lap down. Mears making his 490th career start in Carl Long's car. And there's the contact from Casanova.
Not clear.
These clouds are looking kind of scary.
Oh, no. Larry Barry, think we'll get back to green here before the stage ends?
It's going to be a very short run. So do you want to stay out and score stage points? I think the majority of the field, especially from on back, maybe like 10th on back, they pit here, they flip the stage, and then stay out at the stage end.
Always a tough spot to be in when you're up in the front. Want those stage points, but you know if you don't pit, you're going to get buried with track position by the guys that just sit back there and save tires. So here they all come. Well,
all right, yeah. Oh, some guys faked it. Logano faked it.
And stayed out.
Logano might end up winning the stage. Bowman, Buscher stayed out. Brad stayed out. Allmendinger stayed out.
One car doing a very nice job on those older tires to maintain track position.
We got pit stops here.
Too tight with the nose of the race car, meaning it's not turning as well as he wants to, causing it to lose a little forward drive off. Jamie?
Yes, and Josh Berry and the 21 team did a really nice job on those old tires there as well, staying just a little bit tight in the middle, so they take 4 tires here, a little air pressure adjustment as they go to work on the left side.
Big traffic jam. Josh Berry trying to get out of his pit. There were about 4 of them all trying to cram into one spot. Under caution for the second time today. Slam bang, yeah, Martinsville.
I used to be an early bird, but psoriatic arthritis stopped my day before it started. Then things started to change for me when I found Bimzelx. Now I can't wait to say I'm back.
Bimzelx can deliver transformative relief of joint pain and stiffness, less fatigue, and for some, zero swollen joints.
I'm back to what inspires me.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections, and lowered ability to fight them.
Kosovar has some damage with that contact from Buscher.
Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your doctor about Bimzelx.
It's the fastest, most unpredictable speedway on earth.
The big one is back. Get your tickets now at TallahaSuperspeedway.com.
Go beyond the sport with Spectrum News 1. The Toyota Sports Report explores more than just the scores and highlights. With inspirational stories of local athletes, coaches, and teams, both on and off the field, see how sports impact our communities from a more personal perspective. Only on Spectrum News 1. Exclusively on Spectrum.
Toyota Sports Report is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers.
Is your dog telling you they may have allergic itch? Apoquel is the #1 treatment for allergic itch that veterinarians have trusted for over 15 million dogs. And it starts working in just 4 hours.
Do not use a dog with
Stenhouse to the rear for speeding. Ware to the rear for an uncontrolled tire.
Pre-existing cancers and serious infections. New neoplasias have
We'll have just a few laps.
dogs less than 12 months old.
Ask your vet for Apoquel, now available in a tasty chewable.
Any given Saturday. And a little work. And a little play. Hey, little help? And a truck that says no to nothing. Oh.
Hey, Dad. Can I get them a ride?
Yeah. The Silverado Trail Boss and Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
In the oh-no department, here comes Bubba Wallace out of his pit, slam into the left side of Josh Berry. Caught him right in the left side of the door, just outside where the battery is located. And Berry never made it past turn 2. The car came to a stop, dead stick.
Oh, that's not good. I just placed $5 on Berry winning the race, too. So that's definitely not good.
The car shut off. He said the dash was black, and the track wrecker pushed him around to his pit where the Wood Brothers are trying to do Emergency rescue.
All right, going back green. Going to be 2 laps to go.
Joey Logano,
Green flag.
along with Alex Bowman, Brad Keselowski, who's not been to pit road today, and AJ Allmendinger. What a new group this is up front with Nemechek and Priest, Hamlin, and Jones.
2 laps to go, coming to the end of this stage. So these guys up front decided that they wanted points and stayed out.
Josh Berry did finally get going.
All right, coming to the final lap of the stage.
Austin Dillon says he has lost first gear. And Ricky Stenhouse, too fast entering, had to restart in the back. Here we go, 3 wide.
Austin Dillon lost first gear.
Not about 4 wide.
Coming around to complete the stage, it's going to be Joey Logano going to win stage 1 at Martinsville. So a 46-second green flag run there. I'm going to go outside and smoke, and I'll be back for the start of stage 2.
Yes, it was. Second stage win of the season for Joey Logano, and his first in stage 1 in Daytona.
No, I don't want to look. Erica, used car shopping doesn't have to be scary. I don't want to overpay. Sure, nearly half of all used cars have been in an accident, but that's nothing to fear. Show me, Carfax. Knowing how a car's accident history impacts price means you don't have to overpay. You can look now. I am looking. Why are you still covering your eyes? I don't know. No fear, just Fox. Say show me at Carfax.com. Yeah, you're still covering your eyes. No, I'm not.
Welcome back to Papa John's. For a very limited time, we've got free pizza. Yo, tell them what it is.
Buy any large pizza at regular menu price, get 1 large 1-topping pizza for free.
No, like free. Yeah, we did do that.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. If you encounter one wolf, chances are there's a pack nearby. Fortunately, the same applies to beer. Head for the mountains of Bush.
Before the Masters, the biggest names in golf play here. Live Golf Miami, next Sunday at 1 Eastern on Fox.
Come on, Mufasa. Let's get in some trouble.
It's time I'll tell you a story. About a prince you know a scar. And an orphan who would become the king. Mufasa, the Light King.
Hakuna Mufasa, what a wonderful name.
Yes, the blade son of a hunter who uses the methods of the animal Raven.
Why do you hunt?
My father puts evil into the world. I take it out.
The hunter is on his way.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, Russell Crowe. Raven the Hunter, now on digital.
What causes a curve down there? Is it Peyronie's disease? Is there somebody I can talk to or help?
I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that.
You guys got somebody for Peyronie's disease? There's hope for the estimated 1 in 10 men who may have Peyronie's disease, or PD. A urology specialist who treats PD can help you create a plan, including non-surgical options. Find somebody today at GoGetSomebody.com.
Round 1 of the college basketball crown starts tomorrow on FS1. Utah Butler at 3 Eastern. George Washington, Boise State at 5:30. Nebraska, Arizona State at 8:30. And Georgetown, Washington State at 11. It's the college basketball crown tomorrow on FS1. Boogity boogity.
I think that's what Daryl's doing right now, taking a nap.
Not yet. No, he's doing boogity boogity.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
So Joey Logano got the stage points. He is piling them up. Penske now with 5 stage wins in stage 1 and 2. 15 top 5s in the stages, a lot of laps led, but look at the race results. No wins, only 1 top 5, and that average finish. In the trunk, as they say.
Well, we're staying down that trend. Exactly what we just saw again.
Logano had the 5th most stage points entering today. And Brad Keselowski was 4th, got his first stage points since stage 1 at Daytona.
He earned that one. I mean, he had him on both sides of him, his elbows out, making that car wide.
I think he's the only car that ran the whole stage without stopping on either caution. I believe Chris Buescher will get the free pass. This pit road opens, and here they come. Not so many, about 5 cars. Regan?
Like you just mentioned it right there, much needed stage points for Brad Keselowski. The team is very pleased about that. Told him that he needs to be freer for laps 60 to 80 through the runs if we get more, or if we get any long runs. That's what they're going to work on with him. And then 16 of AJ Allmendinger having another good run this week. He's having to drive through the front tires to get it to turn though. Jamie?
And the 22, Joey Logano, he had taken those right side tires, just said he's tight firing up, wants a little bit of an adjustment air pressure as well. This team has finished worse than they qualified in every race this year. Trying to change that today. He's happy with the car.
Josh Berry heads off pit road ahead of Logano. Berry's now led the most laps for a Wood Brothers car at Martinsville since David Pearson in the spring of 1973, their last victory here. Joey Logano, stage 1 winner, but now he's going to restart out back after this pit stop.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado, because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Wendy's has a fresh JBC or double stack in the app for only $1. In fact, they're so fresh, this JBC is still getting made. There she is. Show off. For the freshest deals on what you love, gotta be Wendy's.
We got the house!
Don't worry about the driving with Pods. Pack at your pace, store your things until you're ready. Then we deliver to your new home, across town or across the country. Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
Welcome to Truck Country. Welcome to the Nascar Craftsman Truck Series.
If you work with brick, stone, block, pavers, or tile, then the dedicated staff at Paragon Supply is here to lend a hand. They've been helping contractors like you build Syracuse since 1888. With over 3 acres and 10,000 square feet, we're able to house all the best names in the business: Techoblock, Velvet, Belgard, and more. Plus, we have the masonry supplies you need and the in-stock inventory to get it
All right, I'm back.
to your job site on time. Visit ParagonSupply.com.
Is your dog telling you they
Getting ready for the start of the second stage. Got my McDonald's. And that means Chester's going to start begging me for my McDonald's. And I'm not going to give him any of my McDonald's. I'm not giving him a little bite. Unless I get full.
Ask your vet for Epicwell, now available in a tasty chewable. Buying a car is kind of a big deal, and you deserve something you love, because it's where big life things happen, and little ones too. This is your car, and sometimes your office. Oh, it's okay, we're good. And you're going big places. Wait, where are you going? At Car Gurus, we get it. As the #1 most visited car shopping site with the biggest selection of cars, we make sure your big deal is the best deal.
Live at Canton McMurray, Chris Myers, a stage break and a break for the hot dog stand. We're watching the race, taking notes, but in line is everybody here at the world-famous hot dog stand. Sir, how good are these hot dogs?
Man, I'll tell you one thing, when you come to Martinsville, the Martinsville hot dogs are good. You might not get one, you might get 3.
That man's high as fuck.
Yeah, I done had 3 already.
You enjoy?
That man's high as fuck and got the munchies.
Plain, or you get it all the way? All the way. What do you have?
I ordered a plain all the way.
Oh, yeah.
But what's amazing, it's NASCAR's oldest track, and these are the oldest hot dogs. Jamie's enjoying it.
They're pretty good.
They sell over 70,000 each weekend, and they've been around for over 70 years. Just part of the tradition here. Mike, back to you guys.
Yeah, Chris, and they're only...
Eat it.
Go ahead, Jay.
Chris isn't going to eat it.
I was going to say, the only tradition I see is Chris belling out on eating that hot dog.
Come on, Myers. I like you. Go for it.
I've not seen him pass up a meal.
Oh, that's loaded slaw.
Who's the hot dog sideways? What was that?
You get slaw, onions, and chili on it for $2. I mean, it's like a trip to Costco. Well, back to the race. Now, Austin Cindric came pit side.
Hello, Chester.
Apparently having power issues similar to Josh Berry. That's a battery connector there on top of that big black box. That's a same song second verse.
And you see it right there in his hand. That's the exact same thing that they're changing in that.
That is a battery they just changed out right there, both those cars. Thanks, Larry. So Josh Berry now 2 laps down. Cindric tail into the lead lap, up front. Here comes teammates, Bowman
back green,
and Elliott to lead us back to green. John Hunter Nemechek up there with Denny Hamlin, Cole Custer, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace.
One thing that we've noticed so far with the way that these guys have stayed out, these red tires, when they cool off, they fire off fairly decent to be able to maintain some sort of track position like the 48 is doing right now.
Now the driver who won the stage, Joey Logano, was the first of the cars that pitted under that caution. He restarts 26th.
Well, that's the risk that you take when you don't pit with the whole field, and then the whole field decides that you're going to have to come to pit road, and then you don't. You get the stage points, but now you lose all the track position.
Bubba Wallace inside Cole Custer, and the battle for second. Denny Hamlin, one of NASCAR's short track best, coming to the front. Second place for Hamlin. Now Alex Bowman in third and John Hunter Nemechek trying to hold on to fifth. They have not been to pit road since lap 33. So that's 63 laps ago.
Well, the way that this race has gone at the beginning is not what anybody expected. There's never been a green flag in a Gen 7 race during this spring race. So we're already twisted up compared to what we've seen in the past year. So if we get a long run, I'll be really interested. You already see the 48 faded to fourth, and you see the 42 right there on the outside of Bubba Wallace. So he's got a whole line of cars on the inside of him now. So it's going to be interesting to see what this strategy shakes out to be.
Ty Gibbs to the inside of Nemechek on those one tires. Cole Custer following up through, and then our pole sitter, Christopher Bell in the 20.
Yeah, and you see that 54 and the year that they've had right now. That you see him running in, let's see, 6th right here. So really fast yesterday in practice, had a good car on the long run. Now he's got the track position to go with everything that he's been doing. The things that they have done on pit road, they've had good pit stops, they've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's so far. So now you got the track position to go along with everything else.
He's going to have his teammate Chase Briscoe right behind him, and then Tyler Reddick. Toyota came for Briscoe.
Still hanging at your door. Still outside. You're clear.
37 cars on the lead lap. The only car lap down is Josh Berry, and he's down 2 due to that battery replacement. Bubba has a look inside Bowman, and he's got room. He'll come off the corner with 4th place. And then on the right, Reddick fighting for 10th, taking it. There's Michael McDowell promoting the Easter weekend race at Rockingham. On his 70 Chester. Ross Chastain following right up through, and Tough to beat John Hunter Nemechek in this situation. You've got worn tires. The best you can do is hang on.
Yeah, and really that's all you can do. And I hate racing like that. I hate being on defense, but sometimes you have to mix things up in order to put yourself in a position. But if this goes on a long run, you're going to see them continue to fade.
Ty Gibbs up past Bowman for 5th here.
No. Yeah, why is it that color, dude? And you're right. It's wild.
Tough to start the season the way that those guys have started it. As you see John Hunter getting passed by the 4 car on the outside, and sometimes I think that's a better strategy, to be able to just let the guy go on the outside of you so you don't get that whole line of cars. In case you wind up with a hole, you could make some better lap time, but still bleed positions.
It is a weird looking hot dog.
42 was 33rd when they chose this strategy. We'll see how it plays out here as he's back at 16th. Well, 17th as Suarez works his way around to the outside.
Well, they better be careful not to feed the caution. He is really struggling to keep speed here. They're passing him on the inside, the outside. They've had him sideways and everything in between. Here comes another with Haley to the inside.
And the question that I would ask Larry, do you think that they're going to try to split this stage with as bad as they're running?
Kevin, that would be a stretch. This is a really short stage, and you and I both know you make a green flag pit stop, you're going to go 2 laps down. I just think this is too short of a stage to do that. 3rd stage, yes. Just not sure about this stage.
Dillon to the inside of the 10th. Moving Nemechek back to 19th, and there's Joey Logano in 20th. Remember, he started back about 27th after being the first car to pit road at the end of stage 1. And so here come the cars with fresh tires.
And that's Nemechek on the outside, and they're just stacked up all around him. Just very tricky to try to navigate around that car. Obviously down on tires. Look how bad they're stacked up behind him trying. As one gets stacked up, it gives you an opportunity to make a run on them. Patience is a virtue right here.
Byron, Dillon, Hossa are all lined up to move to the inside, and now they've kicked Nemechek out of the top 20. Joey Logano up 8 since the restart. Ty Gibbs up 5 into the top 5.
See the 41 car of Cole Custer there on the inside of Alex Bowman. We talked yesterday during the qualifying show just how good the Stewart-Haas cars have been at Martinsville over the past years. And now you've got the Haas factory team with Cole driving the car, single car team, and that success and everything that they've done in the past.
Sox are leading 2-1.
Martinsville with the performance of that car.
Let's move up to 2nd place in Denny Hamlin. Jamie?
Yeah, I've been watching what Denny Hamlin is doing. They unloaded this weekend. They really liked the pace of this car. They really like this new tire, this softer tire they unveiled here in the fall. That plays into Denny's hands. They made some adjustments. Says the drive-off isn't great, but guys, we always talk about Denny Hamlin being so good here. He's won here 5 times, but Mike, it's hard to believe it's been 10 years since Denny Hamlin took home the clock. Perhaps he changes that today.
Well, Jamie, you're right. He told us in the pre-race they came with a different setup. He was tired of running 2nd, 3rd place. Kevin, he told us he felt like that's all the better he was. It's a 2nd or 3rd place car. Came with a different setup and a new vision, new outlook.
Hey, bumper cars. Eric Jones. Boy, he and A.J. Allmendinger have been going at it. A lap and a half ago, Jones gave Allmendinger the boot going into turn number 3. Back down in turn 1, and Allmendinger repays the favor, and it was more than bumper tag. It sent him up a lane. Watch this.
Oh, man.
Looks a little like last night's Xfinity Series dumpster fire.
It wasn't that bad, but
not quite.
I enjoyed it. I don't care.
Tell they were not happy. You knew something happened there. Eric Jones just doesn't nail you in the rear like that. I mean, he came from nowhere.
And that's how hard they fight here for 27th place. Chase Elliott leads at Martinsville.
If you want to see the biggest names in golf before the Masters, we got them on Fox. Koepka, DeChambeau, winners of 7 majors, plus DJ, Rahm, Sergio, how about Phil, Bubba, Patrick? Yeah, we got them. 10 green jackets between them. The only place to see these former Masters champions before Augusta. Live Golf Miami, next Sunday at 1 Eastern on Fox.
I used to be an early bird, but psoriatic arthritis stopped my day before it started. Then things started to change for me when I found Bimzelx. Now I can't wait to say I'm back.
Bimzelx can deliver transformative relief of joint pain and stiffness, less fatigue, and for some, zero swollen joints.
I'm back to what inspires me.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your doctor about Bimzelx.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado, because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Verizon and AT&T announced price hikes a total of 10 times in the past 2 years. Doesn't that blow your mind? Families can switch to T-Mobile and get all the benefits of their plans while saving 20%. T-Mobile blows the competition away.
T-Mobile will also give you up to $800 when you switch.
Mine? Blow.
Fucking idiot.
Is that a jet engine?
Go to T-Mobile.com and see how families can save 20% and get $800.
That's lunch.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, make note of recognizable landmarks, like that.
Caution.
What's wrong with going in circles? Different circles, Ross. Okay. Head for the mountains.
Welcome.
That was about a 10-minute and 41-second green flag run.
More back-to-backs. More epic last laps. More stripes. More short fuses. More bumps and bruises. More Lone Star showdowns. More Heartland Heartstoppers. Welcome to the edge of your seat. Welcome to NASCAR.
Coming up, a full weekend of football, and it starts with Fox UFL Friday. The Birmingham Stallions take on the Michigan Panthers at 8 Eastern. Next Sunday, 6:30, the San Antonio Brahmas take on the St. Louis Battlehawks. That's the United Football League on Fox and FS1 next weekend. We are under caution. Burt Meyer's car coming down the front straightaway lost fire and coasted to a halt there. You saw he was trying to turn into the garage area. Couldn't quite make it. They will push the number 50 to pit road. That is the fourth caution flag of the day. Casey Mears should get the free pass here. Larry, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, Mike, everybody's got at least 30 to 35 laps on their tires. We're going to go back racing with probably close to 50 laps left in this stage, so this may be a good time to see everybody hit pit road and get those 4 fresh tires. That caution was John Hunter Nemechek in the 42 cars' best friend.
Yeah, he is 29th right now. As the caution flies, Chase Elliott has led only 2 laps this season before today. He's now been out front for 41, one more than Josh Berry. They are the biggest lap leaders here so far.
Nemechek wasn't the only one on the brink there. You had Busher. Look back there. Josh Berry, Van Gisbergen, Cindric, and Keselowski. Those guys were really starting to ratchet up the battle to stay on that lead lap. Trying to put some distance between them and that guy right there, your leader.
Well, that guy right there, he's been busting all day. It's fun to watch him drive this racetrack, and the way that his style is sliding up the racetrack and the drive up off the corner. We saw it at Bowman Gray. Seems to be the same thing again today.
Now, a couple drivers in the top half dozen, Ty Gibbs and Cole Custer, are each looking for their first top 10 finish of the year, and they are going to stay out along with Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin, who will be the new race leader, as most of the lead lap cars come to pit road in front of Riga.
Mike, the 9 car Chase Elliott deciding to pit right here. Told crew chief Alan Gustafson that the car really has not changed all day, even with the rubber on the track. Just a little bit tight on the 9 car, Jamie.
And the 5 Kyle Larson decided to come in, making his 150th start for Hendrick Motorsports. Just told Cliff Daniels, his crew chief, I feel like my car is really good. He's down and away.
Alex Bowman had a stutter and a stop coming out of his pit.
Yeah, that was weird. I was watching the same thing, Mike. It took off.
Well, there was a car, Shane Van Gisbergen, coming into pit, and Bowman stuttered, but then got going. And so no contact, no collision.
Welcome to more where that came from. More back-to-backs. More epic last laps. More stripes. More short fuses. More bumps and bruises. More Lone Star showdowns. More Heartland Heartstoppers. Welcome to the edge of your seat. Welcome to NASCAR.
When choosing the right gear to cut, trim, or mow your yard, Ace has all the power you need to get the job done right. Because gas or battery, your local Ace is the destination with the best power brands all under one roof, like Steel, Ego, Milwaukee, and Toro. And with free assembly and delivery or ready for pickup in 15 minutes. Conquering your outdoor projects has never been easier. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
At Napa, we're the pros that know how to make your business our business. Pros everywhere you need us, with every part you need. From brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California,
brake pads,
to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission: to keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
You can get a Wendy's double stack or JBC for just $1 in the app all March Madness. If a deal could dunk, these fresh burgers would be on every highlight reel. But deals can't dunk. Or can they? For the freshest deals around, it's gotta be Wendy's.
Every home track will start with something special. Learn more about NASCAR regional tracks near you at NASCAR.com/regional.
Tournament insanity continues Monday only on FS1. Starting with Utah versus Butler, George Washington versus Boise State, Nebraska versus Arizona State, and Georgetown versus Washington State. 4 great games of postseason action. The college basketball crown, Monday on FS1.
On April 25th, the accountant is back. But this time, he brought his brother.
That's him. It's been a minute.
You like puzzles?
Let me do the talking.
Khaki Pants here wants to scrap.
My brother wasn't having a good time tonight, but now he will.
Is there anything better than punching somebody in the face who's got a comment?
The Accountant 2, rated R, April 25th.
If you want to see who's ready for Augusta, the biggest names in golf are on Fox. They're all teeing it up at Live Golf in Miami. It starts Friday. Only on Fox.
Bowman had to come back down pit road.
And Fox through the weekend. Here at Martinsville Speedway, varying strategies. Some pitted, some
got
didn't.
50 to go in the stage.
We are halfway through stage number 2. 50 laps to go as you look at all these in-car views. We line up on the back straightaway to get ready to restart with Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace up front. And here's the battery change on the Wood Brothers car.
That'll make for a long day for Josh Berry having to run all those switches off. It'll be hot, that thing.
So the top 5 stayed out. Larson and Briscoe got 2 tires. Chase Elliott.
All right, going back green here.
Chastain and Logano each
Green
got
flag.
2 tires. That's your top 10 as we go back to green. See why, just the way he wraps that corner, got away from the field.
Well, he's just so good at everything that happens here in Martinsville. He's a great short track racer. It's been a while since he's been to victory lane here. And as we mentioned earlier in the show, talked about bringing a different setup to the racetrack. They knew that they needed to get better. A lot of learning going on before the end of the year. This race holds such an important spot in the championship and being the cutoff race before you go to the last race.
Yeah, but I think it eats on him too, right? I mean, this guy dominated this track. This was by far one of his better tracks. You knew when you came to Martinsville you had to outrun Denny Hamlin. That was with the old car.
Look at this in turn 4. Chase Elliott was the meat in the sandwich all the way down the backstretch and all the way around turns 3 and 4. But they made it with minimal, if any, contact. Now Logano caught in the middle as Cole Custer is backing up. Reddick muscles his way in there. McDowell right behind him.
Yeah, and Cole Custer, he's been shuffled to the outside, and he's just trying to hang on to find somewhere to get down, at least into the second group. But up the racetrack he goes again off the front bumper of Michael McDowell.
Zane Smith thought about making it 4 wide into turn 3. I'm glad he thought better of it.
Well, when it gets jumbled up like this and you have those opportunities to take it 3 wide or gain 1 spot, I mean, it's so important to take advantage of that. So you have to be aggressive. You have to put the nose of that car in there when you have the opportunity to make up a position.
You don't see Ricky Stenhouse because he had another speeding penalty, his second of the day, restarted out back. Denny Hamlin's just run the fastest lap of this race, 93.66 miles an hour.
And just following up on that, from earlier in the race, these tires fire off really well after they cool off, and that is just another reason to believe that they're going to fire off all night.
Logano on the outside 11th, working his way back up through. Made contact there with his teammate, Ryan Blaney. Play nice, boys.
Well, it becomes difficult to be able to finish the pass on the car, and the guys on the outside, like I mentioned earlier, they want to get to that right front fender to let you not finish the corner. But what happens in these Gen 7 cars, when you make contact with the right front, it instantly wants to snap the car around. So you can defend that inside car pretty well if you get aggressive with it.
So toward the back where Kyle Busch is, a lot of bump and thump, and a good bit of it involves Riley Herbst and Brad Keselowski right there. And there's Cole Custer in a tough spot.
Got to make it work here. We'll see.
Push to the inside. And Josh Berry coming, even though Berry's 2 laps down.
And that's frustrating. Having a great race car like Josh Berry had, just drove off in that first stage and was able to really showcase that. But see some contact right there with the 20 car and the 99. A car in front of them we hadn't mentioned very much, Ross Chastain, running P5 there. I don't even know where he came from. He must have had a great restart right there.
Good crossover by Elliott, making quick work of Suarez. Bill got him up out of the groove. He crossed over and was ready for it. That's textbook Martinsville racing.
Kyle's running outside the top 20.
If somebody else wants to lay the bumper to him, go ahead and let him do it. Just be close enough to him.
Running in 25th.
Denny Hamlin has the Xfinity fastest lap so far.
It's another great day.
And there you see it. There's the stopwatch. Regan.
Like you mentioned a little bit earlier, how good of a day Ty Gibbs is having right now. Car just a little bit too tight as the rubber goes down on the track for him. But another issue inside that race car, having trouble with the cool suit. That's the suit that cycles water through the car. So if he's going to continue this good day, may have to gut it out as we get further into this race and it gets hotter and hotter in those race cars. Same issue also for the 2-car Boston Cindric, who made a second pit stop on that last cycle of pit stops to remove the water out of his cool suit. Of course, the battery issue, he had to turn his off.
Wow. 30 miles to go here in the stage.
And that's what happens. That cool suit starts pumping hot water, and then it fills your shirt up with that hot water, and you unplug it. But at that point, it's already hot. And that's why they took it all out of Austin's suit. So Ty's not in that position yet.
Look at the back bumper of that car.
Cindric, the Allegra cam from Chris Buescher, working inside of Cody Ware. All these are lead lap cars.
So much different when you're able to race in the front, to do the things that Denny Hamlin is doing right now, into a rhythm. Him, Bubba Wallace, Ty Gibbs, Chase Briscoe, all those guys that are single file. And then you look as you get towards the back of the pack. It's always such a busier day in the back of the field because you're always side by side. You're running into somebody. Somebody's running into you. Way better up here, Clint.
Well, absolutely. That's where you want to be, and that's where Toyota is right now. But the way this race is playing out with these cautions coming out here, there, everywhere, it's really shaking this race up. Can't get a good definitive answer on who has a good car yet because we haven't quite seen that long run that we need to see to get a good gauge on it.
Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Ty Gibbs, Chase Briscoe, 4 Toyotas out in front at Martinsville.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado, because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Ace's new Yard RX program prescribes the best lawn care, specific to your yard's needs, delivered every season. Because when you want greener grass, less weeds, and fewer bugs, now you can get a personal prescription delivered to you from the helpful folks at Ace. You'll get everything you need at our best price each season, guaranteed. From our store to your front door, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Hey kid, it's pronounced Liberty.
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 Liberty. No, she's mocking me. Very mature.
Hey, that's the nephew too.
Hey, I'm not the one acting like a total baby.
She's 2.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Liberty. We got the house!
Don't worry about the driving with Pods. Pack at your pace, store your things until you're ready. Then we deliver to your new home, across town or across the country. Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
Welcome to more where that came from. More back-to-backs. More epic last laps. More stripes. More short fuses. More bumps and bruises.
They're right behind you.
More Lone Star showdowns. More Heartland Heartstoppers. Welcome to the edge of your seat. Welcome to NASCAR.
There's people!
For the first time, the 6 remaining survivalists go head-to-head for critical supplies.
Now they're like best friends out there.
Oh my god.
How do girls do that? I don't know.
And families must make a decision that could transform the game for everyone.
Now you're on my bad side and I'm going to get you.
Extracted, all new Monday on Fox.
23 laps to go in stage 2 of the Cookout 400 at Martinsville Speedway. Denny Hamlin in the lead. Bubba Wallace 1.7 seconds back. There is a look at the gap from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Best seat in the house since 1925. Happy 100 for the Goodyear blend. 3 drivers reporting cool suit issues. Austin Cindric, Eric Jones, Ty Gibbs, all having trouble with their driver cooling today. Clint.
Yeah, the track, you can see it really starting to rubber up down here. I was watching off of 4. You can see this groove right here where the right sides are going. We're starting to navigate around it. Kevin, I heard you talk about that patch on the outside. This patch, it starts to become grip as they navigate around that and go to the outside. You slide across there with no front tires, you hit that patch, and it wants to turn. The more rubber gets built up, the more they move around. Whoa!
Too far.
Larry, Alex Bowman had that little stutter stop on pit road, and then you said he came back in. What for?
Well, first, the stutter stop was good because they told him to stop because the 88 was coming in, but he had to come back to pit road because they had a loose left side tire.
Talk about good. This 9 car is hitting on all 8 cylinders right now. Very fast, picking them up and putting them down, making passes, moving around. He told us in a pre-race about his, he kind of dimes the corner, Kevin, and his driving style around Martinsville. Saw it at the clash that you spoke of in Bowman Gray Stadium. I think it really helps him on a long run with the forward drive and carry momentum around this racetrack.
Well, you saw him right there with a really high entry. Now he's going to have to go under the 50 car, right next to the curve, wrap the curve. They had a really high entry on the other end and kind of cut across the middle of the corner, which tells me, see if he does it again here. Right back to the bottom of the racetrack. Must have just done that for traffic, but as these guys go through this rubber, they'll start moving around. You see the car behind him, Ty Gibbs, moving around the racetrack as you see him diamond the corner. He's probably had the biggest diamond, but Chase Elliott, I think he has the best car right
When I
now.
heard you tell me he was moving on the outside, opening his entrance up and diamond across, that guy right there, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Gordon, nobody did it better at Martinsville than moving around and finding grip and finding ways to pass that car in front of you. You know what box he's sitting on today? That 9 car.
William Byron, Joey Logano. This is for 12th place right here.
So Hamlin has the fastest lap, too. Along with being in the lead.
Larry Mack?
Leading these laps.
Byron has been screaming to Ricky Fugle about just how tight that race car is, and they've definitely been working with him, trying to get him to move the line around. You guys, the point you're made, the way the rubber's starting to come into that concrete corner now.
You're dead in the water when you're tired at Martinsville. You can't carry momentum. You can't get off the brake and let the car work. You can't pick up the gas because it hasn't rotated around. You're going to have to get that thing freed up. Needs a pit stop, but you're right. Goes back to what Bell told us yesterday after practice. The cars free up as the run goes, so maybe, just maybe, that plays into his role as this run plays out.
Yeah, and as we watch Austin and Ty Dillon right here, the problem is, Clint, this Gen 7 car through the center of the corner is always naturally kind of tight here, and especially when you're in traffic. So what happens when you start talking to the crew chief about freeing that car up, a lot of times what will happen is it'll start getting loose on the entry, it'll start getting loose on the exit, and it'll affect the entry and exit more than it will the center of the corner. So always a tricky balance that, honestly, I was never very good at.
Now, Denny Hamlin has now caught lead lap cars. First of those will be Ricky Stenhouse, and as you talked earlier, these cars will be a little harder to put one lap down. They're all trying to stay on the lead lap.
And you see Denny Hamlin, he'll start working that high groove to try to cut across like we were talking with Chase Elliott. He'll start working up the racetrack right here, diamond the corner, and then cut the car down next to the curb to try to get the drive off to get position.
And this may take something out of his lead, which was 1.7 seconds when he caught Stenhouse.
Again, those first 2 cars have older tires when you look at Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace, and Chase Elliott's now really starting to shine on that fresher tire advantage.
Now you can see him, and you're exactly right. He was 3/10 faster than last lap. He was catching him very fast.
You see him right there, in a really high, cut back across the bottom all the way back to that curve. That's what Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, the guys that typically have success here can move around and do the things that they need to do with their car.
Coming to 8 to go in stage 2. And that lead was 1.7, is now down to 1 second.
Tell you what, I cannot believe I just heard you say 8 to go in stage 2 already. This race is flying by.
You see Denny up there still struggling, trying to get by Ricky Stenhouse, and Stenhouse wants to hold him up as long as he can to try to keep him from getting to the next car to put them a lap down. He wants to fight as hard as he can to try to stay in that lucky dog position. So it makes it tougher on the leader than usually the second and third place cars.
Well, the cars that Hamlin is trying to lap, they have 50 lap newer tires than he does.
That's the textbook line that we were talking about with Chase Elliott. Entering high, crossing over. Watch him set up Bubba Wallace here and try him on the inside now. I think Bubba kind of moved up, saw what he was doing, got underneath of him. Here we go. Pass for second.
I was talking with Bubba yesterday. We did an interview with him. So interesting to hear the comments that he has about the guys that he raced with. Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, so many of the Kyle Larson, so many of these guys came up at the exact same time. And and here they are still battling out on Sundays in a Cup car.
Wallace on those worn tires slipped up the racetrack. Hamlin, Wallace, and Gibbs were last on pit road at lap 73, along with Daniel Suarez. Everybody else has 50-lap fresher tires than they do as they try to hang on for 4 more laps to the end of stage 2 here.
This is always the tricky part about being the leader. We've seen Denny catch the 47 car, go by him, and now he's got cars that are nose to tail. Never an easy pass here when you're trying to put a car lap down as a leader.
Denny Hamlin just led his 2,500th lap at Martinsville.
Starter working the blue flag with a yellow stripe. That's not a move over flag. It means there's a faster car behind you. Be alert, be aware.
Yeah, and look at that, 2,500 laps left. That just goes to show you just how much Denny Hamlin and how much success that he's had at this particular racetrack.
2 to go in this second stage. And Cody Ware fighting to stay on the tail end of the lead lap, so he won't have to take the middle round. And we'll leave that for Ricky Stenhouse here. Final lap.
Chase has made up a ton of time on Denny being held up by the 51 car, but it's not going to matter.
They're not going to catch him.
Denny's going to get this stage win.
And Denny Hamlin's going to come around turn 3 and on to turn 4, and he's going to win stage 2 in the spring Martinsville race.
Hamlin wins stage 2. Chase Elliott for the Wallace.
It's a little over a 17-minute green flag run. I'm going to go outside and smoke, and I'll be back for the start of the final stage.
I used to be an early bird, but psoriatic arthritis stopped my day before it started. Then things started to change for me when I found Bimzelx. Now I can't wait to say I'm back.
Bimzelx can deliver transformative relief of joint pain and stiffness, less fatigue, and for some, zero swollen joints.
I'm back to what inspires me.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your doctor about Bimzelx.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, make note of recognizable landmarks, like that.
What's wrong with going in circles?
Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
Head for the mountains.
Kids, I'm sure you're wondering why your mother and I asked you here tonight. You're moving to Hawaii.
We're getting a puppy?
We don't have to go to school anymore.
Unicorns are real?
No. What? It's because it's a buffet of all-you-can-eat butterfly shrimp and sirloin steak.
Yeah, that's the reason.
It's native.
24-hour moisturizing body wash that locks in 4 times the moisturizers of your old body wash.
Wow, and about half the ingredients.
Heavenly. Clean, moisturizing body wash isn't a myth, it's native.
Introducing 2 new Baja Chipotle subs featuring our world-famous Baja Chipotle sauce. Listen, that's the Baja Chipotle talking. Well, it's actually me talking, but you know what I mean. Find your fresh with the new Baja Chipotle collection at Subway.
Imagine the roar of the engines, the smell of burnt rubber, the electrifying energy of the crowd. It feels like America. It's the Food City 500 NASCAR weekend, April 11th through the 13th. It's racing the way it ought to be. This year, it's a triple-header weekend with the thrill of trucks, Xfinity, and Cup racing, packed into 3 heart-pounding days. Visit BristolMotorspeedway.com for tickets and details.
Nobody starts telling these kids at 12 and 13, respect. Respect your equipment, respect the other driver, and respect his ability. You know what I mean? Because if you race him that way, he's going to race you that way. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? It has snowballed to where that noise just gets louder every year. Yeah. People think it's okay to dive into the last corner and take somebody out. People think it's okay to make it 6 wide where it should be 2 wide. You know, right. People think it's okay. And they think the fans love it, and they think it's okay, but it's not okay.
Now that was Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour presented by Echo Park Automotive. Before this weekend, Kyle Petty making those comments. Then we had Friday's truck race here, and then we had Saturday's Xfinity race, caution after caution after caution, and right at the end, we'll see this. Tanner Gray, Sammy Smith, coming from 3 car lengths back to dump Tanner Gray, and then half the field piles up behind him as a result. Austin Hill steals the win and the $100,000 dashboard cash, but look at the pileup. Harsh words afterwards, and probably more to come, because Sammy Smith, not only did he not apologize, he tried to justify what he did.
Well,
He tried.
Yeah, he tried to justify it, but you know, it's definitely not what we all want to watch, and not the racing that we were brought up in. So it would have been better to just make the call on the spot than wait, you know, to penalize a move like that. So it's unfortunate that we had to watch all that.
Well, I'm sorry, I said the Xfinity Series was a dumpster fire. It's not. A dumpster fire is contained, and that series is not right now. So this morning, NASCAR Director of Competition Elton Sawyer said in the drivers' meeting, he referenced those 2 races, and he said the key word in the tower today is going to be respect.
Yeah, but even Cal Petty, you're not wrong, right? Respect. What does that mean? All right, these kids, it isn't wrong. Usually, it works, right? And you get the pass made. There's no consequences, is what I'm trying to say. That needs to be a penalty. If it's that blatant and that outlandish, that is a simple answer to me. He should have been launched at least the last position on score, right? For the race, at least, bare minimum. That was such an easy answer, and something that they were going to have to step in on. But just to say respect is going to fix it, well, then they need to get out of the way with those security guys and let those guys learn about respect.
He was talking about today's race and today's drivers who are entering pit road. Pit road's open. Tuesday is penalty day in NASCAR, and we'll all be paying very close attention. Regan.
Ty Gibbs in the 54 car, 2 loose off of the corners right now, but extremely tight center is the primary problem. Asking for water already as well, and Chase Elliott in the 9 car. Car took a step tighter than that run, about 25% tighter than it was the previous run, and doesn't want to hurt rear security, Jamie.
Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace both pitted on lap 73. That was a long run for them. The 11, Denny pretty happy with it. A little bit loose. No issues in the center, though. Bubba Wallace feels like that car is on top of the racetrack, specifically the left rear air pressure adjustment for him. Great stop for the 11 bunch.
Thanks, Jamie. Tough call for Cole Custer. He was blocked from getting into his pit, had to stop after Alex Bowman's pit, and then back up to get service. So he will be at the back. We're at the end of stage 2, where Denny Hamlin has scored the stage win at Martinsville.
Used car shopping?
2 rows, 2 dogs. I'm sold.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's pause for the facts. Like nearly half of all used cars, this puppy has been in an accident. But Carfax.com shows how an accident impacts price, so you don't have to overpay.
Oh.
Unpause. Whoa, whoa.
Wow, this is cool. Yeah, sorry, they paused.
Shop with the facts at the all-new Carfax.com.
Valvoline Restore and Protect. A first-of-its-kind innovation that returns pistons to factory clean by removing up to 100% of deposits. Restore your engine to perform like new. Restore and Protect. Another first from Valvoline.
What happened to no phones at the table?
Sorry, honey, it's a work thing.
Yeah, work over here too. Got a text from Alan saying your business vehicle is now protected with Progressive.
Just like your home and auto. Where'd you text it? I thought that's what we were doing.
Wendy's has a fresh JBC or double stack in the app for only $1. In fact, they're so fresh, this JBC is still getting made. There she is. Show off. For the freshest deals on what you love, gotta be Wendy's.
Fox UFL Friday lights up prime time with the reigning champs. This is what makes it exciting as the Birmingham Stallions take on the Michigan Panthers. Touchdown! Fox UFL Friday kicks off at 8 Eastern.
Come on, Mufasa. Let's get in some trouble.
It's time I'll tell you a story. About a prince, you know his scar, and an orphan who would become the king
Mufasa, the Lion King.
Hakuna Mufasa, what a wonderful name.
Yes, a legend of a hunter who uses the methods of the animals. Craven.
Why do you hunt?
My father puts evil into the world. I take it out.
The hunter is on his way.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, Russell Crowe. Craven the Hunter, now on digital.
Next week, NASCAR returns to Darlington to celebrate Throwback Weekend. Coverage kicks off Saturday with Xfinity practice and qualifying at 10 a.m. Eastern on the CW app.
Here in Martinsville, which of the driver has the best dog in him to finish this race? The final stage after Denny Hamlin took stage 2 with Jamie McMurray, Chris Myers enjoying the race, and hope you are. Denny Hamlin told us on the pre-race show this season he hasn't quite had the winning car. He said they were on the cusp. Could this be the race for the Virginia native? Let's do a quick recap. William Byron is the only driver to lead in every race this year. Has not led today. Had a slow pit stop, but that cost him. Chris Buescher, RFK, the problems continue here on lap 71. In a spin. And then Josh Berry, who led 40 laps, gets into Bubba Wallace as they collide on pit road. Berry later had a battery issue, could have been caused by the incident, went a lap down. Joey Logano at 13 laps took stage 1, stage 2, belonged to Hamlin, who has led the most laps so far. Maybe who are you looking at? Who has your eye going forward here?
I was actually with that dog thinking it could have licked that hot dog off of your face or another man.
Yeah, we have hot dogs.
I would tell you that Ty Gibbs is the one I have my eye on. Having an issue on pit road, got jumbled up, lost 6 spots. But scored his first stage points, Chris, and that's finished this year. 15th at Daytona. He's having an exceptional run. Chase Elliott, though, I think is the guy you got to keep your eye on. First race here in 10 years. Denny Hamlin, who's won here quite a bit before. Let's see if he can hang on. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Chris. Hamlin and Elliott will restart from the front row. Toyota and Chevrolet. The whole top 5 except Chase Elliott are
Alright, getting ready to go back green.
Joe Gibbs Racing had not run a lap with all 4 cars in the top 10 before today this season. So they're having generally a good day. Hamlin, Elliott, Wallace, Briscoe,
right, back
Bell,
green.
Blaney, Larson, Logano, Chastain, Gibbs. Ty Gibbs lost 7 spots on pit road. Tyler Reddick lost 6. Leonard Gregson lost 6.
The longer run right there that we had has got this race back sorted out. What I mean by that, the cream is right to the top. The 11, the 9, 23 has been good. Bell back to the front with some track position. But how about Blaney? All the way from 32nd, finally established.
And this is what we want to see. We want to see the 9 and the 11 go at it. We think the 9 has a little bit better car, but having a little bit better car in second and getting by Denny Hamlin could be a tall task. Everybody's on even tires.
One back. Well, anybody who wrote off Ryan Blaney because he started this race 32nd made their decision too soon. Very good strategy has now put him up in the top half dozen where he dives under Chase Briscoe, trying for a top 5 spot.
The race would be official
That he's
at this point.
Moved his way towards the
They're
front.
past
The better
stage
that car is
2.
going to handle.
About
So,
to pass halfway.
I like to take off speed out of Bubba Wallace. I'm watching him up there in front of these guys. But I'm telling you, Briscoe, all these boys, they're finally, we've got, I think that long run was definitely a big part of what we're seeing right here. We're going to see another one, too.
Briscoe trying to hold off Kyle Larson now for 6th spot.
This will show us one of those no-lift shifts that Larry was talking about. Watch, foot on the floor, never lifted. As soon as that thing bumped the rev limiter, went right back into gear. That's time. You know, years past, you had to burp the gas just the least little bit to make that shift. These guys don't have to do it anymore. Coming in hot. Chastain on the bumper of the 5.
You see that one car, go ahead and feed that bumper to the 5 on the entry.
This is the first time since the start of the race that the whole field has been on equal tires. Everybody was on pit road at lap 187. Logano looking for his first top 10 of the season. Did he catch the wall here?
Yeah.
He did.
I think he got moved into the wall. Probably not going to be very happy about it.
Well, you saw him shove the 54 out of the way.
And let's get an update on the cool suit issue for Ty Gibbs.
So unplug your shirt from the cool out or cool suit and then plug that to the connector on your shirt. And it will drain out the bottom. Yeah, there's no water coming out. Gosh.
Is that caution for
I
rain?
think they just build these things just so they can break on you.
Oh no, it's for Riley Herbst.
Around goes Riley Herbst down in turn number 1, and that'll put us under caution for the 6th time today at lap 202. Here's a look at what happened.
So it's about a 2 minute and 40-second green flag run.
Oh, man.
Herbst around after contact from Austin Cindric.
Do you want to Samuel on my Wilson and make me 615? Jaden, are you fucking stupid?
Psoriasis or active psoriatic arthritis.
Are you like
symptoms can
fucking
sometimes hold you
stupid
back.
or something?
But now there's Sky Rizzy, so you can be all in with clear skin.
Things are getting clearer. It's in my skin, yeah, that's on me.
With Sky Rizzy, you can show up with 90% clear skin. And if you have psoriatic arthritis, Sky Rizzy can help you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling,
Jaden,
and
I'm not
fatigue.
doing nothing
Sky
right
Rizzy
now.
is just 4 doses a year.
I'm
After
sitting
2
here and I'm
starter
watching the
doses.
race.
Don't use if allergic.
I ain't
Serious
dealing
allergic
with
reactions,
technology
increased
at this
infections,
moment.
or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Thanks to Sky Rizzy, there's nothing like clear skin and better movement. And that means everything. Now's
Jade.
the time. Ask
No.
your doctor about Sky Rizzy. Learn how AbbVie can help you
No.
save.
No.
WeatherTech products are designed and manufactured in America using only American
I'm
raw
not
materials.
doing it and you
Most
can't
competitors
make me.
make things 7,000 miles away and then wonder why they don't fit. With WeatherTech in your vehicle, you may hear angels singing as you marvel. How do they do it? Simple. American
do it after the
technology
race.
and
I don't care
American
about doing
workers
it right
deliver quality, not imported junk for a few bucks less. Get the world's best floor liners and support America. Find your fit at WT.com.
Hey, Tyler, think I have what it takes to be part of a NASCAR pit crew?
You?
Yeah, I mean, we keep Xfinity Internet fast and reliable at home and on the go. It's kind of like keeping cars fast and reliable on the track.
You thought that add coolant meant driving with your sunglasses on.
It doesn't make it cooler.
What's a jack?
Don't bring him into this.
I don't know, man. I mean, you asked if we could swap gasoline once.
Okay. I shouldn't be in the pit crew. I meant driver.
Maybe just stick to what you're good at.
Beep, beep. Look out.
Xfinity is your super fast connection to NASCAR.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. In unpredictable conditions, pack layers, both for your body and your beer.
We are past halfway.
Fit for the mountains.
There's a time and a place for filet of fish. The morning isn't one of them.
Tip, sit in the hip like, whenever you tip, that mug got to sit.
Set your alarm.
Michael Waltrip took in Reds opening day in Cincinnati Thursday.
Jaden, what are you
to get
talking
ready
about?
for Major League Baseball heading to Bristol. The MLB Speedway Classic, presented by BuildSubmarines.com, has tickets on sale now. You'll witness history as the Atlanta Braves face off against the Cincinnati Reds at Bristol Motor Speedway, August 2nd, live on Fox. You can go to MLB.com/Speedway.
You don't get to
Classic
judge my
purchase your
choices.
tickets.
Actually, you do, because this
We
is
go
a
to
free
Darlington
country.
next week, and then
But
we're in
you,
Bristol
my
in 2
brother,
weeks.
I want to go to that.
Yeah.
are going to go down.
Awesome. Look at
I'm
that.
going to take you
So
down.
cool. Tell me that
I'm going
won't
to
be
beat you
awesome.
up.
Bristol, we all know that Coliseum.
All right, I'm going to meet you behind an alleyway. I'm going to
I think a
fucking...
baseball game will look pretty
I was there when they made the announcement and had the field all laid out in the infield, listening to what they had to do. It's going to be a great event. Tell me how fun.
Home run.
Tell me how fun
It's
it
going to be
is.
a home run.
I'll be at Hickory.
We hope there's some home
Not
runs.
us. No, I'm going to watch a home run.
Yeah. Hot dogs always taste better at the ballpark and, of course, at Martinsville.
You'll choose wisely.
So Josh Berry took the wave around. He's trying to get himself back on the lead lap. Shane Van Gisbergen, there's the WeatherTech cam on board the 88. He is the free pass car, so he will be 34th, last car on the lead lap when we restart. Hamlin and Wallace, two Toyotas will be on the front row. The Chevy of Chase Elliott and the Ford of Ryan Blaney.
He has arrived. 32nd where he started.
Just past halfway, 194 laps to go.
Green flag.
Back to green.
Massive jump by Denny Hamlin right there. Bubba Wallace having a little bit of trouble on the outside. Allows almost all of Chase Elliott all the way up beside him for second place.
Second place, nobody can clear. Actually, Elliott got a better run up off the corner that time than Bubba on the outside.
Still have clear down.
Elliott cements second place. The first 6 are single file. Then it's Chase Briscoe on the outside. To the catch by Ross Chastain. That's 7th place. Ty Gibbs now outside Briscoe for 8th.
Briscoe lost 2 or 3 spots there as he was waiting for what you heard. Finally clear down, get in line.
Still outside at your quarter. No quarter. No bumper.
Drivers working the outside include Gibbs, Ty Dillon, Suarez, Todd Gilliland, Eric Jones, and Noah Grayson.
I've been pretty impressed with how they're able to run this outside line, be able to defend themselves. And
it's funny you said that. I was watching the 9 car, and he's entering way high again, trying to set up a pass on Denny. He's not quite there yet, but he is definitely moving around. Kevin, as soon as I heard you say they're running the outside, I looked up, and that's certainly where he's at. The takeoff speed of the Bubba Wallace, we saw that when they first had tires on, was really good. Long run speed not quite as good as Elliott's was. That last long run, Elliott obviously ran down Hamlin towards the end of it to see if he could do the same.
Austin Dillon working hard and making the outside work.
I think he's got a really good race car. I think as we noted earlier, he had a little bit of trouble in the pit stall earlier in the race, losing first gear, but he's been steadily working his way back forward. You see his brother Ty right behind him in that 10 car, so decent day for both of those cars, but 3 definitely moving forward of Austin Dillon.
Losing first gear and trying to get out of the pits, very challenging the rest of the day.
Micah McDowell just ahead.
Jaden, I'm not doing that in live action.
Returns to Rockingham Easter weekend. The Truck and Xfinity Series.
I'm gonna fucking watch.
Clinton going to take the train to the Rock. They got a train running now from Raleigh and from Southern Pines down to the racetrack.
Great idea. Who doesn't like a train ride? Head to the racetrack.
But Wallace in third, a second and a half back, Jamie.
Mike, it's been another great day.
I know, but I'm replying to it now.
I can talk about this team and this driver week in and week out. We heard from him in a pre-show with Kevin.
No, I know that you said it like 10 minutes ago.
A lot of the change this year is this new crew chief, Charles Denight, got the promotion from the truck.
This is for you, Jaden.
Matter of fact, he won both of the truck races here.
But also,
last
this
year,
is
but he
for
moved
you,
on up.
I guess.
I talked to Charles this morning about making that big move, and he
Both.
said, with my engineering background, it really helps you jump into the process that they have going over here at 2311. They trust each other. It's a great pairing so far. And, you know, let's just listen to Bubba and his thoughts on his new crew chief.
Tonight, he's new to the team, new to the squad, new to the 23 team. So it's a big learning curve for him. He's been so invested at picking up the ball quick and taking it to new levels. Somehow we renewed Freddie Kraft's contract for me personally for 15th year. my big brother. It's nice to have a familiar voice in your ear. Although it was nice when he got suspended for Phoenix, and he wasn't in my ear. So, think about the future on that.
Said with a smile.
Yeah, Bubba and Freddie obviously have a great relationship, but I think when you go back to Charles and the crew chief position, when I did that interview with Bubba, it just screamed confidence in the things and the answers that he had to every single question. It was like, nope, we have more structure. I have more structure in my life. I'm a new dad. I'm into understanding that it takes more work than everything else that I've done in the previous years. So having that routine, structure, organization, and happiness to go along with the situation to make that circle of life right makes this race car go faster. Now, obviously, Charles is doing a great job of putting fast race cars on the racetrack, but that driver believing in the race car and the crew chief and everything about it also makes it go faster.
Ricky Stenhouse, little lock up there as Cole Custer made a hole on the outside and filled it, trying to get around Noah Gregson here. Josh Berry still one lap down. They were down 2 with that battery replacement.
Kyle's in 20th.
And got one back. Ryan Preece with an issue.
Yeah, you saw the 48 come across the nose of the 60.
What's up, Andy?
And ran him over the curve, and it put Preece in a position to now where he's got to defend himself to try to maintain the track position from losing any more.
It's not over yet. Yeah, things are really stacked up back here.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about earlier in the race. Racing at the back of this field is just way more intense than it is up in the front because those guys are able to get strung out and get in a rhythm. Back here, you're just fighting for your life.
Well, there's Josh Berry on the outside. Talk about fighting for your life. I mean, he cannot go anywhere. He was once leading this field.
Yeah, Jaden, do you like hot dogs?
The rule has changed. 35th, one lap down for Berry. Chris Buescher, 33rd, but on the lead lap. Let's get back up into the top 10 and Regan.
I'd like to update on Ross Chastain, running in the 7th position, doing a very nice job today, moving forward, and also moving forward on the restart.
Jaden does not like hot dogs.
Right now, the car, when he loads the right rear,
why
just
not?
a little bit too loose, but something to keep an eye on for this run. Crew Chief Phil Surgeon told me right before the race.
Jaden probably thinks it's poor people food or something.
It felt really good if they could get some long runs in.
Well, he ran
That's probably the reason.
Just on the restart for this stage. So did Denny Hamlin, our race leader, and so did Ryan Blaney and Chase Briscoe. All ran their fastest lap as we restarted for stage number 3. John Hunter Nemechek on the outside there.
He is having a rough go, struggling out here for grip in his car, holding everybody up, trying to get out of the way, just can't.
Spire Motorsports battle, Justin Haley, Carson Hocevar.
Oh, man. That's a tough way to race your teammate right there. You see Hocevar just go up the racetrack and slam into the side of the 7.
And then gave him a wave after he went by. Sorry about that, I think. And they're battling for 21st.
Saw the hood blow up on that 7 car yesterday during qualifying. Went out on the racetrack and blew up over the windshield. Daniel Suarez right here.
Just out of the top 10, 11th place there.
Yeah, I couldn't find him right there. Stumbled on my comment, but we've seen this the last several weeks out of Daniel. Just kind of finds their way up towards the top 10, able to put himself in a position to finish up with a good day.
All right, now instead of taking you to a car commercial, we're going to stay right here for commercial-free racing from Martinsville. We're going to go Toyota all out. With 169 laps to go. Riding with Bubba Wallace in 3rd, just ahead of Senator Christopher Bell in 4th, Denny Hamlin leading. I like what I heard out of Bubba in your interview there, Kevin. And the thing, Bubba came into the Cup Series, and
you see them, but I think what really killed them off for me was a hot dog I had in elementary school. It's so disgusting. I don't think I've liked them since then.
Around him and the people supporting him. But what I heard in that interview was a much more confident, as you said, Bubba, who now has full trust in a crew chief, and boy, they're facing forward, they're moving.
Absolutely. You know, when I was driving, I had a very small circle of people. I didn't trust many people other than the people that were around you. And when you finally get that
So
group
Jaden
of
has
people around you, like
hot
it seems
dog
Bubba
trauma.
has right now with crew chief, owner, and the driver all together, it just gives you that confidence to be able to just let your guard down and be who you are.
Christopher Bell, you know, we talked to him in practice. He said, I don't have a very good car. Goes out and wins the pole. He was the 17th driver to time trial. He had to wait and watch 21 more drivers after him take a crack at it. Some came close, but nobody beat him for the pole position.
And they know that they need to be better here. They put themselves in a position not running good last year and got themselves knocked out of the playoffs. So they know how important this race is.
Chase Briscoe just
I
doing
love
what he
steak.
needs to do. We need some solid finishes out of this group. It's a new group together. Need some confidence to build our program, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. Currently, Chase Briscoe.
His kind of racetrack having a good day. Tyler Reddick, on the other hand, back in 15th place. Usually we see him a lot closer to the front. Maybe this just is not his kind of racetrack.
Yeah, and I would vote for that. I think that this is just not his kind of racetrack. I don't think that this has been a place where they have stuck out like they do at other places to have that performance that's elite.
But I do believe that they have some room to improve. This is not the start to the season on it. Looking back at Homestead on tracks that he's typically good at, we haven't seen.
Ty Gibbs has had cool suit issues, looking for a top 10 here as he runs in 9th place. 5 Toyotas in the top 10, including 1st, 3rd, and 4th. So thanks to Toyota for providing us with more green flag action here from Martinsville with our Toyota all-out segment.
All right, whoever's led this race drove off from him. Denny Hamlin, no exception. Now it's time to get in lap traffic, and I think that maneuverability in these cars
Doesn't
is what's
exist,
going to
Jaden.
determine your winner. Let's see who can do it the best.
Larry, this track has that long green flag run look to it. What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, Mike, I think what's going to happen, they're going to end up splitting this stage in half, which means they're going to probably start coming anywhere north of lap 290 with about 110 laps to go. I think that's the best way to do with the tire fall off that we have. But if you're back in the pack, you may see some unorthodox strategy. You may see them trying to split it in thirds. You may see somebody just trying to run low on fuel, trying to catch that caution. But I think the leaders split it in half.
Chase Elliott's been one of those leaders most of the day. Currently runs in 2nd. He's led 42 laps today. Hamlin's been out front for 116 circuits, by far the most of any driver. Almost 2.3 back now.
And I think that the cloud cover, and you see the sun start to pop out as I mentioned that here and there, but I think that the cloud cover has kind of minimized that fall off. It doesn't seem to be like it's as big of a spread today as it has been in the past. But we also haven't had really deep green flag runs like it feels like we're in the middle of right now. So hopefully we can get deep into this run and really see which cars fall off bad.
It's lap traffic. Every time we catch lap traffic, it seems like we got a caution and the stage has come to an end. This, just like Mike said, feels like a long run. And these lappers get harder and harder. The first ones may be already 2 laps down or a lap down already. They're going to let you by. But that continues to ratchet up as they race harder with each other to stay on the lead lap. It becomes way more difficult, way more of a challenge to make that pass. And that's when everybody catches you.
Joey Logano looking for his first top 10 of the year. Had a bit of contrary strategy early. Got himself up to the front and got himself a win in stage number 1. Here's Logano now in 10th. The second Ford in the race. His teammate Blaney up in 5th. Logano in 10th.
You can tell it's wearing these tires. I mean, look at the size of these cars. They're a lot more.
That's wild.
On the side of them, a lot dirtier than we've seen in the past. When you look at Denny's car, just keep going down. You can hardly see the numbers on some of them anymore.
Now, all the Hendrick cars qualified in the top 10, but Alex Bowman had to make an extra stop there on pit road, and here he goes a lap down.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised about that. I thought that the speed in that car was pretty good, but evidently, as everything has happened with all of their circumstances, definitely not the day that we expected out of that 48.
William Byron in 12th place here. I think he's the only driver who's led every race this year, and that streak, well, it may come to an end today.
Hasn't really been able to get out of that 12th position land, but time's not up. Look at the rubber on those cars. It's crazy to see Zane Smith running 13th. Pretty strong effort out of the 38 car.
He had a little temper issue earlier, got into a bumper bashing incident with another driver. They traded positions a bit, then everything calmed down.
That's called Martinsville.
Solid run now.
Short track, maybe.
Yep. Speaking of bumpers, Michael McDowell in 14th place. Mentioned him a time or two, getting into a dust-up. You can see the results of it there on the front bumper just below the Chevy Motard. Leader back in more race traffic. This is Cody Ware, who's had a good run here today. Was good in practice. He's stayed on the lead lap to this point.
Well, Chase Elliott has been moving all around this racetrack. You see him entering the racetrack at the top of that concrete. He's going to go under the 51, most likely right here on the bottom. But 2 or 3 laps before this, he was wrapping the curb. So that tells me that Chase is searching around the racetrack for what he needs for his car to get around the corner the best right now. So he's been all the way high on the concrete patch, and he's been all the way against the curb through the middle of the corner.
We saw this exact same thing playing out that last run. As the stage come to a close, he was running them down, and I think his maneuverability building that race car and his driving style of this place, how he enters high and diamonds the corner. See how much higher he enters? Now watch him cut back across this rubber, crosses it, straight drive up off. But that's a tough cookie with a lot of experience and a lot of laps led in front of you that you got to pass. It's going to take black traffic, let him catch him. Look at the rubber build up on a track.
That's a great shot right there to be able to really see the darkness of the rubber and everything that changes with this racetrack. And that rubber, you can see it being put down, it'll be picked up. You can tell that the cars that are sliding right there leave a little bit different tire marks through the corner. But this 9 car, it's better than the 11 car right now, Clint. He can move all over the racetrack. Look at that. Look at all that rubber.
A lot, but it's all over. But right where those right side tires go, that's where it gets the most, and it is like slime. You hit it, and the front tires take off, then the rear tires start chattering. You got to get those right sides out of it, find a way around it. You have to cross back over it, much like we're talking about with Chase Elliott. I like how he does that and gets a straight drive off. Look, right to the back bumper at 11. 11 has nowhere to go. These guys are going to start racing each other, trying to stay on the lead lap, makes it much more difficult for Denny.
Yeah, and you see 69 laps on these tires, and the deeper that they get into these lap cars, the harder it's going to be for Denny. We haven't seen him move around the racetrack as you see Casey Mears lock up that tire up on the top side behind these guys, but he hasn't had to move his car around much, and Chase has been back there just messing around with the lines to try to do something different so he knows what to do in traffic.
These 3 cars right here battling, Reddick, McDowell, and Dillon are all battling and using different lines doing it. I love watching this battle, 3-car battle, crossing over, running high, trying to find grip in other places.
The thing that's happening with these cars right now, they're starting to get loose into the corner. So that downshift that we talked about earlier that you do going into the corner, the lap times have slowed down, so your upshift's in a little different spot. You see the door of the 45 go into the left front tire of the 71, trying to finish that pass off. But a lot of these cars are going to start getting loose in the corner. And when they start getting loose in the corner, that's when that right rear tire starts to wear out. Well, you're still naturally probably pretty tight, but you got to take care of that right rear tire as this run goes on.
So now just 29 cars on the lead lap. Chris Buescher is the last car on the lead lap. Looking for him back at race leader Denny Hamlin. It has been a day with a lot of contact at Martinsville, and there's still 141 laps to go.
This is Pato Award. His last name's Irish, but his first words were... Pato's the fastest 25-year-old on 4 wheels. He's tasted every kind of victory, except for the lactose variety. Pato looks like a one.
The Red Sox lost once again, so now we're 1-3.
He doesn't have fans. He's got groupies. So whether you love him or love him, take a look at the next face of IndyCar. This is Pato Award. Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.
Welcome to more where that came from. More back-to-backs. More epic last laps. More stripes, more short fuses, more bumps and bruises.
They're right behind you.
More three-game series against the Angels. More Heartland Heartstoppers. Welcome to the SEC.
NASCAR sucks. Why do you say that?
To NASCAR. To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Dayquil Vapo Cool?
It's Dayquil, plus a brush of Vicks Vapors.
Dayquil Vapor Cool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, power through your day medicine.
Welcome back to Papa John's. For a very limited time, we've got free pizza. Yo, tell them what it is.
Buy any large pizza at regular menu price, get one large one-topping pizza for free.
No, like free. Yeah, we did do that.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Boy erupts it easy, but Harvick's going to hold on.
I see there's a grandfather box sitting over there, so that's yours.
Tick-tock, grandfather clock. And if you're splitting this stage in third, you're on pit road right now, like William Byron and Cole Custer Regan.
Likely Byron, the 24, a little bit early on this stop, but he started complaining about the front end bouncing about 5 laps ago. Decided to pit a little bit early on this one. Been fighting a very tight race car all day.
Larry?
Yeah, in the garage area yesterday, I talked to probably half the crew chiefs. And on paper, splitting this stage into thirds is the fastest. But what the system doesn't tell you is about lap traffic and being out there with 37, 38 other cars. That's the variable.
All right, Alex Bowman also made a pit stop. Excuse me, that was not Cole Custer. It was Burt Myers on pit road. Now Justin Haley is in. And Cody Ware, having gone a lap down, he's coming to pit road. 131 to go. Eric Jones is going to fall down 1 lap to the leader. He is the 24th place car. Joey Logano looks like he may finally get his first top 10 of the year. This is the deepest a defending champion has gone into a season without a top 10.
Well, they've had the speed to be able to run where they need to be on the racetrack, but you look at Denny Hamlin right here. He has driven away from the 9 car, and that's what we were discussing earlier was how do we get to the end of this run and how do these cars perform and who's going to fall off and who's going to have the handling issues first.
Well, the 9 drove right to him in that lap traffic, and boy, he drove off from him. See, 9's looking for a pit stop soon.
Brad Keselowski on pit road. Noah Gragson coming in. Shane Van Gisbergen.
And typically when these cars fall off, they're done, right? Like, you just have to slow down. You don't have an option. That right rear tire starts sliding and starts spinning the rear tires up off the corner. You got to go way slower. So you're going to see a lot of these cars that have that type of issue. But when that right rear tire shuts off, you're in big trouble.
Denny Hamlin's last Martinsville win was here 10 years ago. That race was also the debut of a young driver named Chase Elliott in the Cup Series.
Wow, how about that? But it doesn't surprise me. We're sitting here listening to you tell me about right rear burning off, tire management, taking care of tires. There's nobody on this racetrack still today that does a better job of taking care of their equipment than Denny Hamlin.
All right, Josh Berry just limped into his pit, and we have caution up in turn 4. And Gisbergen.
SVG.
Lap 275, 7th yellow
So
flag.
it's an almost 24-minute green flag run.
Wheel fell off. He had just completed a pit stop and lost the right rear. Well, there's that. So everyone who just made a stop will take the wave around. Now, as that was happening, Josh Berry came into his pits very, very slowly, made it there, and now pulls out. Berry is 3 laps down, and Cole Custer was slow in the back straightaway, then grabbed a gear and got going again. So.
He had no idea. Usually when you get in the corner, you can feel the car start to squirm around in the back. He had just come out of the pits going straight, so no warning. That tire was never on there.
And I don't know. How can there not be a warning if that tire's not on there? A tire carrier, like that changer, he knew that it didn't go on there all the way, or felt something wrong. Maybe an alert, something. Hey, we don't know.
Well, not always.
I know. Yeah. I'm just saying,
So the wheel, you see,
it would be something.
The wheel sits on the spindle, and it's held in place by those pins all the way around. And as long as you don't have sideward motion, you can accelerate, you can brake, you can go fast and slow, and then as soon as you try to turn, whoops, nothing's holding it on.
No, I'm with you. I just, well, the way that is, and you can see right there, you see those notches in that lug nut right there? That has to go over the pin. We cover it all the time. Larry shows us that. But when that wheel doesn't go on, it's because the pins behind the wheel aren't aligned. It won't let the wheel go down all the way onto the hub. And this is exactly what we're going to show you. That is the keeper that you see. If it doesn't, that's what happens right there. The wheel's not all the way on, so the lug nut goes tight, but it isn't tight because the wheel's not all the way on. Those pins go into dowel holes on the back of the wheel, and they get hung up in between those holes. And when it does, the wheel doesn't go all the way on. They tighten the lug nut. It doesn't take long, obviously, and that thing will fly off.
Well, I'd be interested to know what the 9 car was battling right there as we got towards the end of that run. He definitely lost a lot of pace with Denny Hamlin.
So, Larry, we're at 278 right now. We were last up pit road at 187. If you intended to split the stage in half, would you just go ahead and come now?
Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. They'll be coming 4 tires. Make sure it's full of fuel. You can make it from the end here. And I would say if you pit here, if we went caution-free,
yes, everyone can make it to the end.
Split this out. Eric Jones gets the free pass as Denny Hamlin brings the lead lap cars onto pit road. Brigham.
Ross Chastain, the 1 car up to 6th place right now, needs help with that being loose into the corners. He can deal with a little tight in the middle, he told the crew chief. And the 9 of Chase Elliott, still a little bit too snug in the middle of the corner, can't turn like he wants to. He did like it better this run, thought they were making progress with it. Jamie?
Denny Hamlin has not had much to complain about today. All positive feedback said the exits are way better. They got the longer run better. He's led 154 laps today. You see 4 tires here. Air pressure adjustments just ahead of him. 23 of Bubba Wallace. Happy with his car. Air pressure adjustment. That pit crew right there ranked number 1 on pit road right now, Mike.
Thanks, Jamie. Hamlin leads them off pit road. It is a long stop for Cole Custer. They are having trouble, and a little bit of a slow stop there for Chase Elliott. We're under caution with 121 to go.
Welcome back to Papa John's. For a very limited time, we've got free pizza. Yo, tell them what it is.
Buy any large pizza at regular menu price, get 1 large 1-topping pizza for free.
No, like free. Yeah, we did do that.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Bounty Mega Roll lasts longer, so you can tackle
applesauce and avocado, berries, butter, coffee cream, trippy fingers, deviled eggs, and empanadas red and green.
Bounty Mega Roll lets you clean spills without running out.
And mommy's glass of Zinfandel.
Bounty, the quicker picker-up.
The Barn Bar, the county's best hangout, just got better. Here's the Living Smooth, with the always smooth, easy drinking Keystone Light.
We got the house! Don't worry about the driving with Pots. Pack at your pace, store your things until you're ready. Then we deliver to your new home, across town or across the country. Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
Welcome to Truck Country. Welcome to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Life doesn't come with an owner's manual. Freedom is getting to write your own. So get 10% off a Jeep Wrangler, or get into a Jeep Grand Cherokee, where freedom is on-road or off, where it's a front row seat to the city, or a second row seat, maybe even a third. Life doesn't come with an owner's manual, so get out there and write your own.
During the Jeep Celebration event, well-qualified current FCA lessees can lease the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $259 a month. See your upstate New York Jeep brand dealer today.
The landmarks, the beacons, the places we call our own. For over 100 years, Paragon Supply has been making its mark on the central New York skyline. Our devotion to helping build the places we call home is what drives us, and our commitment to quality and unparalleled selection and service sets us apart. For stone, brick, hardscape, pavers, retaining walls, and masonry supplies for large-scale commercial buildings, backyard barbecues, and everything in between, visit us at Paragon Supply.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
It's race day in Southern California for the 65th running of the NHRA Lucas Oil Winter Nationals, and it may be the fastest one ever run. Top fuel cars flirting with world records, nitro funny cars trying to break the speeds that seem untouchable in any other form of racing. And it's all coming up next. Welcome back to the Cookout 400 at Martinsville Speedway. 118 laps to go. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating 100 years of an American icon, the Goodyear blimp. They set this track at kind of the bottom of a swale or a bit of a ravine, because then they wouldn't have to do as much work to build grandstands on either side as you went up the hill. That's what they did in 1947. They paved it in the middle 50s. They concreted it a couple in the corners a couple of decades later, and here we are.
How's that work for drainage, Mike? Pretty good?
Down the hill. Keep going down the hill.
So I'm about to get the one to go. Get to choose.
Gravity works. The Earls family houses on the property there at the top. Now camping area on race weekends.
Well, here we go again. Picked all the rubber up off the racetrack. We've seen, well, I mean, everybody's going to be on even tires now, so that loose wheel really throws a wrench into the strategy here, Clint.
Well, that was my point in that, and, you know, it's a bummer. It really is. It's changing the complexity of this race in a big way, and unfortunately, we see it week in and week out. It's not just them, and not pinning on anybody. It's you know, we know why. I mean, that's the difference. The crumbs make the difference, and pit road is.
Now they ain't doing all that.
Here's what's around the turn on Fox. The NHRA, quickest and fastest of all motorsports. Right? Just ask Bob Tasker III.
At least I don't think.
The motorfinals are next. And for NASCAR, the Goodyear 400 at Darlington next Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Wait till you see all those great throwback paint schemes. IndyCar, the fastest thing on wheels. So they say. They're in Long Beach, April 13th, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I can add nothing to help resolve that debate. I'm just happy they're all on Fox.
I like that, but I'll fix it. I'm just glad the best racing is on NASCAR over here and these little circle tracks. You know, I mean, I would tell you what, one thing, Ron Capps, my buddy Ron Capps, had a big wreck. Thinking about him, glad to see him get out of that thing. What a stud he is.
All right, Chase Elliott will start back in fourth because his pit stop was 11.7 seconds. He lost 2 spots. Denny Hamlin, 9.9. And great stop for Christopher Bell, picking up 2 spots, the 9.8 second stop. So it's Toyotas up front, Hamlin and Bell, Wallace and Elliott, Larson, Briscoe. Chastain is up there, then Joey Logano, Ty Gibbs. That's your top 10 of
green flag
cars on the lead lap as we're back to green.
Yeah, you see Bubba Wallace struggle on the outside of again. As soon as Denny Hamlin's nose crossed that line going into the restart box there, he took off.
Three Toyotas on point, and Bell trying to get the better of Wallace here for second spot.
And that's the position. He was crowding him a little bit. Bubba's going to let him go. Finally in on the bottom there. That's that choose cone rule, though. Bell chose the inside. Prevailed.
Next, it's three Chevys. Two from the Hendrick camp. Larson on the outside of Elliott, and then Chastain. First forward in the race is Blaney. He and teammate Logano.
Yeah, we saw Ryan Blaney work his way towards the front of the field. I really thought he would make a little bit more noise than he did that last run, but never really made any progress towards the front any further. Ross Chastain, he's done a good job as you see him on the
lookout. A lot of blocking there out of the 5-car. Larson, Chastain did not like it.
Ross and Larson racing very aggressively.
A taste of his own medicine a little bit. He don't like it the other way.
We've seen these cars run into each other a few times. They definitely put a lot of emphasis on racing each other hard.
Ross got a good car.
Took the 5 way up to the edge of the concrete in turn 2.
This would be a good time for the 19 just to let the 5 go. He might
sort it out. He might get 2 for 1.
He might sort out.
Yeah, here, you go deal with this,
That's
right? I think that's what Justin Allgaier tried to do on the last lap here last night. He said, yeah, you guys go ahead, and I'll pick up the pieces. Unfortunately, he got turned around too.
He picked up the pieces all right. A lot of pieces on the racetrack.
From a lot of cars. All right, Briscoe to the inside of Kyle Larson, who's not having any fun right now. Logano behind them, then Blaney, then Michael McDowell has fought his way into the top 10. Fender to fender.
Chase Briscoe, as my teammate at Stewart-Haas Racing, this was always a really good track for Chase. You see it again today. We've seen it a couple weeks in a row now where they put together, hadn't quite finished this race, but last week at Homestead had a nice solid day, kind of stopped the bleeding on a lot of the things that they had to go wrong at the beginning of the year, and so far today have put together another solid top 10 performance.
I like what you're saying there, and I think that's a Gibbs thing. That's a Toyota thing. These Toyotas are strong here. 1, 2, 3 right now. Briscoe running up front. It's been a Hendrick-dominated track here in the last few years, and that has changed.
Well, Chase Briscoe has finished top 10 here 5 of the last 6 races. And now he's going to drive away from Kyle Larson, who...
Kyle's going to use his gun during this race.
To his outside now.
That'd be a good strategy, just like shoot every driver dead.
He's just struggled all day with it.
And that way, like, you can win the race. That is something I never thought of. You could do that.
Loose off the corner. Got a pair of Penske cars on both sides of him now. It's just, can't really find his groove, find the comfort that he's looking for in that car.
Now, Austin Dillon's going after Tyler Reddick. That's for 12th place. And wherever Austin has been all day long, Ty Dillon has been right there with him. There are the brothers. 3 in the 10.
Oh, around goes Ty Gibbs.
Around goes Ty Gibbs. And everybody scatters.
Caution.
Smith nowhere to go. And caution waves for the 8th time today. With 103 laps to go. Gibbs was 11th.
So that was a 4-minute and 5-second green flag run.
Ty Gibbs is able to drive away, and Larry, I'm sure for all these crew chiefs, it's head-scratching time now.
Yeah, it is, Mike, but I mean, we have 24 drivers still on the lead lap. You may see some guys near the back come. They only ran 11 laps right there. I just think we're getting to that point where track position is going to be king.
How far ahead Gibbs is, but he
Kyle
misses the
should whip
corner
it
a
out.
little bit. He's
I
way
agree.
on the outside, kind of leaves the door open, goes across back over, and the 45 was there. Unfortunately, got into him, turned him around. But he was 2 car lengths ahead going in, obviously having some trouble getting it turned back down the hill. I don't know if he was loose or what.
Yeah, and the 45 didn't cut him any slack right there. Kind of got in the back of him, and then the car behind the 45 shoved him all the way through. And
my point is, you don't narrow up 2 car lengths just, without something happening. He got loose, had a little bit of trouble, and it was in the 45's lap. Obviously, he turned him around, but I think there was a little bit more to the story.
There's some audio from Ty Gibbs.
Just hurry this thing up, please. Buddy, it's going to be okay. Keep me away from that little part of this race, too.
And Zane Smith, you saw the 38, nowhere to go. Good bit of damage on the front of his car. Everybody scattered, but Ty Gibbs was just right in his lap as he got to the middle of turn 2. Well, you got a minute to catch your breath, and so does everybody else here.
And as a driver, that's good for you because the restarts are intense. Everything that you've done today has just been so intense. So anytime you get a break, it feels pretty good. You want to loosen your belts, take a drink of water, take a deep breath, get everything resituated in the car, and get ready to fire off again because as this race goes, it will get more and more intense. We've got 100 to go.
And pit road is open. Let's see if there's any takers of the lead lap cars. Chase Briscoe feints at it. No.
There'll be some takers towards the end of this thing just because of doing something different. But I like your comment there. It gives you a chance to think about what to do next for a change to get that magical moment to win this race at the end.
Ty Dillon pits from 13th place. He is the first of a half dozen or so cars to come to pit road. I'll take you side by side.
Take us side by side under caution. One of those green flag full screen commercials, Fucking bullshit.
Starting with Utah versus Butler at 3 p.m. George Washington versus Boise State at 5:30 p.m. Nebraska versus Arizona State at 8:30 p.m. and Georgetown versus Washington State at 11 p.m. 4 great games of postseason action. The College Basketball Crown, Monday on FS1.
You can get a Wendy's Double Stack or JBC for just $1 in the app all March Madness. If a deal could dunk, these fresh burgers would be on every highlight reel. But deals can't dunk.
Oh no, your
or
mom.
Can they? For the freshest deals around, it's got to be Wendy's.
That's what I was thinking. Was your mom?
Spring forward this tax season with Straight Talk and get a free Moto G Power 5G with select plans, all with real unlimited data on America's most reliable
Alex
5G
Bowman.
network. Because this tax season is free phone season. Straight Talk, available at Walmart.
Good for you.
Tom Hayes is passive progressive. Don't be like Tom. Switch to get good coverage and savings for yourself.
Bounty Mega Roll lasts longer, so you can tackle
Riley Hurts.
Bounty Mega
Even
Roll
though
clean spills
I hate
without
Riley
running
Hurts,
out.
that obviously wouldn't be why.
Bounty.
And nothing wrong with, being gay.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes and family-friendly facilities. Trading paint and tailgating tradition. Burnouts, beer, and barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time, and you are all invited. NASCAR weekend.
You're gonna meet Alex Bowman in New Hampshire telling me
KansasSpeedway.com.
I'll say it to his face. I mean, like, if there's any NASCAR driver who's gay, it's you. I'll be like, you know what?
We'll find out.
I'll like gaslight him. I'll be like, you know what? It's fine, bro. No, dude, it's fine. Like, I respect it. It's okay. like, dude, congrats. Like, that's awesome. Like, don't worry about it. Like, obviously, be proud of who you are. I'll just gaslight him.
Free pass to the 17 of Chris Buescher. And we will restart with 24 cars on the lead lap. So a number of those cars that had pitted under green took the wave around but are still a lap down. And that is from Cindric on back. Cindric, Stenhouse, Nemechek, Ware, Keselowski, Gregson, and Haley. All still one lap down.
How much drunk?
Bowman under
drunk? I mean, drunk is a thing.
However,
I'm not like I couldn't drive, obviously, but like I could still babysit a child.
Right here. We can go all the way way to the end under green.
You know, that's
or it
not
can
that
turn
hard.
Into
just be like, hey,
a super
don't
rough,
fucking
multi-caution
rough up your
race,
brother.
so you never know how this is going to turn out.
And be like, hey, you want some mac and cheese?
Like
Here
most
you go.
leaders today, will take the inside, and Bell inside with him.
Did that last time and it worked, so didn't surprise me. Let's try that again.
There's Bubba Wallace up to the outside of the front row for Ross Chastain. Elliott inside, Logano outside. Briscoe and McDowell the top 10.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace has struggled on these last couple of restarts on the outside lane, so it'll be interesting to see if he mixes his timing up. Also interesting to watch Denny Hamlin as he comes into the restart zone. Last time he fired.
Get ready to restart.
The
Got
first
Denny
line.
and Bubba
So
on the
does he
front
mix
row.
that up or keep it consistent?
Maybe that's what Wallace is counting on, a gap between Hamlin and Bell for him to drop in second place. We're about to find out.
Don't sleep on Ross Chastain. It's been a minute since we've seen him this competitive. He's hungry. He's already showing aggression.
Free flag.
Bubba did a little bit better that time. He timed that restart a lot better and going to give himself a chance to be able to get down there in second place. Good job, Bubba.
Chastain fires it in on the
Now move your boss out of the way.
That bottom of it, you said it. Chastain gets a run on the outside of 20.
Can't help but think of Hale Mellon, but of course we've outlawed that.
It was still awesome, Mike. It was. We did that once.
Well, he's the only guy here that's ever used fifth gear.
That's right. That's right.
Chase Elliott trying to fight off Chastain here for fourth, and does. Chastain a quick left turn, and that gets him Joey Logano's bumper.
Yeah, and it looks like
here we go.
Joey's not going to like that. It looked to me like he got himself
around goes Brixton in turn 2.
Caution.
And yellow lights are on.
Well, here we go, guys. We have figured out that this is going to get rough.
So that was a 58-second green flag run.
Yes, sir. Noah Gregson was.
What's up, Daniel Barry?
Caution on lap 310, ninth one of the day.
Right here, right here.
I don't think no. He wouldn't.
The right side tire, the right front.
Right about this point in the race, they have forgotten what Elton Sawyer told them in the drivers' meeting today.
About respect?
Yeah.
I think Ricky Stenhouse will get back on the lead lap with the free pass.
That all kind of started watching Larson here just stacked everything up. He was been out of shape a couple, 2 or 3 different times. Watch how loose he gets up off the corner. All but got him turned around, and it just keeps stacking up behind him.
And when that happens, the reason that it stacks up. Ooh, see the 17 car climb over the left rear tire of the 4.
Got a little air.
When Larson checked up right there, it stacked that line up. But then everybody wants to be aggressive to make sure there's no hole to maximize the passes that they can make. Oh, my goodness. That was a big shot, Clint.
Yeah, it was. And he heard it slam back down. Going back to Larson, though, I mean, I was watching it started clear back here off of 4 and transpired off of, eventually ended off of 2, but holy cow, these guys are getting after it. Respect? I don't know. I respected them. I guess you just didn't like them. I liked them Monday, didn't like them Sunday.
Well, Buescher is on the lead lap. Stenhouse will get the free pass.
That's true.
25 cars on the lead lap when we restart. You see the difference between cars like the front bumper of cars like Grayson and
That's true. That's kind of crazy.
A moment ago. And compare that to Kyle Larson, whose car looks like it just rolled out of the car wash.
Well, or
that's the difference.
Denny Hamlin's is the one you want to look at.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris Buescher's
That's
on
the difference
crack.
between racing in the front of the pack and
That could be an
middle
explanation.
It is rough. It's not fun. There's nothing about it that middle of the back pack racing is fun.
You can walk around these cars and know what they have for a car. If the back bumpers run over, they were in the way all day. Voicing a little displeasure with Gregson.
Yeah, a little probably not happy with you. They're both at the tail end of the field here.
The bumper you want messed up is the front bumper at this place, not the rear.
Yeah, I don't
That
know.
That
was Noah showing his displeasure with Buescher running him over.
Got another right front tire flat.
Not very often that you see Chris Buescher wound up.
No, and when it is, it's usually, I'm going to say he's right.
Yeah, I guess he did get a little bit wound up at Darlington at Tyler Reddick.
How about next Sunday? It's Throwback Weekend and the Goodyear 400 at the famed Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. Pre-race starts at 2 Eastern. Green flag at 3. Only on FS1. Gonna be tough to pick the best throwback scheme next Sunday.
So fun to go back there, see the throwback schemes, but honestly, it's just a throwback racetrack. I mean, as soon as you pull on the ground, you just feel like you're in the 1950s or something. It's love it down there, love that racetrack, the uniqueness of it. Walls getting tore up. It's awesome.
It's a racetrack that you go to that hasn't changed, and the shape of it is what it is. The banking has been what it is. The cars are going way faster than the track was designed for. It's narrow, it's very line sensitive, and it's easy to make a mistake. So the lady in black can reach out and grab you at any point.
So what do I hear you guys are going to get to drive next weekend?
Yeah, you might have to just wait and see. How about that? I'm not telling. It's going to be awesome, though.
I didn't see the 9 yet.
Boyer kept the cat in the bag. Now
throw back.
I just hope, yeah, it's rare. I hope it doesn't turn out like you and Jeff driving those rental cars.
Oh, gosh. That was the most fun I've ever had on a racetrack, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Human Resources spent a whole week on the phone after that.
We don't need to talk about that.
No. Got to go back green with 85 laps to go.
Insurance? Who needs insurance? Well, we're at 9. That's the most cautions ever in a 400-lap race here. And that's only been for a couple
Sam is definitely on crack and meth. Oh, wow, Camden.
Here at Martinsville. Tyler Reddick not having a fun day.
That would be fun. But no, I am not. I've never done that. Just alcohol and weed, bruh.
Get to the bottom, get back. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, weed. There you go.
Gotta shake it off or focus on the next one. Yeah, I'm already there, bud.
Wash, rinse, and repeat.
Welcome to Martinsville.
Yeah.
That's what runs through almost every driver's brain throughout this race, because they've been run into too many times, can't go fast, whatever the situation is.
Reddick will restart from 13th.
Get ready to go back green here.
Wallace, again,
Green flag with 85 laps to go.
Christopher Bell stays closer to Denny Hamlin than he did on the last restart. That may not give Wallace an opportunity to drop in.
Heroin, yeah. Yeah, I'm on heroin right now. I just did just fucking injected myself with heroin. I couldn't do heroin even if I wanted to. Look at my arms. Like, there's like no veins that you can find. That's been like a huge issue every time I've went to go draw blood. Oh, Logano's around. Caution's out. That's been an issue every time I went to go draw blood, is that they can't like find a vein.
Joey Logano has done a great job all year long, and it seems like every single time we get towards the end of these races, that 22 car has something that is.
So it was a 41-second green flag run.
Here, we'll come on down. Put 4 tires on it.
And the only person happy at this is John Hunter Nemechek, who was in the pre-race.
All right, so they get stacked up on the inside in front of Briscoe. You see the one car try to obviously get in there. I think he touched the curve, clipped that curve a little bit, got loose, and up into the Logano on the outside. See Chastain move down, blocks him a little bit, obviously.
The points got fixed, so there's live cut points.
Came up off the ground right there as he hit that curve.
Didn't mean to, but doesn't matter. Still spun him out. See how that stacks them up. Frustrated, probably by the one. Had his eye on the one. Hits the curve. Gets loose and wrecks.
And what happens right there when you hit the curve? You'll see it right here. That splitter is going to climb up and actually take the left front tire off the ground. So that
short
he got
track
up on the
racing
curve so hard that the tire
short track racing
because the splitter was up on top of the curve.
Wrong place, wrong time, Joey Logano.
Nice job by Michael. To be hard on the brakes as Briscoe was stopped. And look at this. For a defending champion, the worst average finish through 6 races. Logano right there with Kyle Larson and Bobby Labonte.
It just keeps being crazy things like that.
Yep.
A crazy amount of laps, stage points, stages, everything in between just cannot seem to have the things fall the right way at the end of the race.
Right now, the highest Ford in the running order is Ryan Preece in 8th, trying for his 3rd straight top 10, as Ford has only enjoyed 5 top 5 finishes this season, the fewest through 6 races since 2016. And of those 5, Josh Berry has 2 of them.
Definitely not the storylines that you would expect from those stats out of the Fords, but I don't think it, for the most part, it hasn't been because of performance, right? I think a lot of this has become very much because of the circumstances that they've had to deal with, just like Joey Logano. Like we just saw, just like that right there today.
80 laps to go, and through 6 races here, defending champions who had not had a top 5 finish through the first half dozen races. And that's 3 Hall of Famers and a multiple-time champ. There's one of them, Jeff Gordon, who has 2 cars in the top 6, Elliott and Larson. Byron in 20th, and Bowman in 28th, a lap down. Joey Logano, after that spin, he did 4 tires.
Now throw your bong at the wall.
With all these caution laps, what does this do to us? The more caution laps we run, the more I got to think that these guys aren't going to want to give up their track position.
Absolutely, because they only actually have 15 green flag laps on these tires right now, even though they all pitted all the way essentially back on, you know, lap 301 right in there. So, yeah, I think track position is going to be king, Kevin.
There are the trends. McClint, you got your final victory here.
No, he didn't. He got his last one in Michigan.
As, you were going to wind that clock at victory lane. That's a moment nobody who was here will ever forget.
Yeah, it's certainly me. It caught me off guard, to be honest with you. The only thing that's ever choked me up in racing is I looked over and saw that little turd running down the straightaway, and I was like, oh no, this is going to get me, and it did. But special moments at a special racetrack for me.
Clint Boyer got his final win in Michigan. Proved you wrong, Mike Joy.
Perfecting my craft here. It was a challenging go at this racetrack. When I first came here, boy, I was a duck out of water. Never forget, I came here the first time.
Why are you correcting him, Clint?
The legendary Tony Stewart, right? Passed him, blew his doors off. I'm like, he ain't nothing. About 25, about 30 laps later, he passed me, and not only did he pass me once, about 100 laps later, he lapped me. I learned right then and there the patience and the tire management of this racetrack, Kevin.
Well, I think as we go through today, I mean, you're going to see a lot of those cars that are running up front right now.
Fuck you, Harvick.
There. I didn't have a lot of great days here. I had some good days here. Was able to find victory lane one time. And the only I didn't have
Shut up,
cash
bitch.
down the front straightaway. I had Dale Jr. fans waiting at my
Stop
front
talking.
gate to tell me how terrible I was for passing Dale at the end of that race. So, you know, it's a great racetrack. Great
Shut up,
facility.
you
Just
bitch.
takes a unique style, and I think that my temper probably got in my way as many times here as anything.
You're just your bitchness got in your way.
Who did you pick to win this race today?
I picked Denny Hamlin.
You did pick Denny Hamlin, and I think Denny Hamlin is a really good pick for you.
Our director, Artie Kepner, says he picked you in this race.
Well, he should have, because that hot rod was fast that weekend. Believe it or not, I think didn't it snow?
Click link? Oh, yeah.
It's crazy stuff. But looking back at those cars, seeing how low the noses are to the ground, just a fast car that day. You know what it takes to get here. We were teammates.
Oh yeah, I did see that scheme. Honestly, I don't hate it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that might be an unpopular opinion. I don't hate it.
Good car that they brought, and I think that all cascades down.
The Chase throwback scheme for next week.
All right, so this will be a little different restart with Christopher Bell on the outside of the front row. Speaking of trends, sorry, Larry, didn't mean to leave you out of that conversation.
No, Mike, the 6 races with the Gen 7 car here, the average of the last caution is actually 60 laps to go, but we've had 2 overtime finishes, including this race a year ago.
I get why people would hate it, but I don't hate it.
Right, now Joey Logano, who got spun.
Like, if you hate it, I understand, but
and up front, Hamlin, Wallace,
I personally
and
don't.
Bell. Hamlin and Bell on the front row. Wallace in row 2 with the Chevy of Larson. Chevy Toyota third row, Elliott and Briscoe, and the first Ford is going to be Ryan Priest with Todd Gilliland.
Green flag.
9th and 10th. Here we go.
75 to go.
We see Christopher Bell launch right with that 11 car, where we've been comparing Bubba Wallace to the 11 and hadn't been doing as good a job as you see a huge block right behind him by the 5.
Comes Bell on the outside.
He doesn't want to drop in for second place. He wants the lead.
Trying to get in position on him. Denny runs him up the hill a little bit. That position means you need to kind of have your left front above his right front. Turn him down the hill. Take the exit away, Kevin.
Yeah, and if you can do that right, you want
Bell and Hamlin battling for the lead.
Right front down the racetrack on the 11 car if you're the 20 on the exit. But Denny's doing a great job of kind of feeding that right front tire into his door early in the corner so that he can't pin him down on the exit.
Bubba locked it up, getting into 3 and almost driving to the back of him there.
Front 6 single file. The first side-by-side is Chase Briscoe on the outside of Ryan Priest. That's for 7. Hocevar up the hill, back mid-pack along with Keselowski, but they sort that all out.
Well, both of these guys right here, Chase Briscoe and Ryan Priest, have done a great job this year with new teams. Ryan Priest, as you said a little bit ago, going for his 3rd straight top 10. So great performance at the finish of these races for that 60 and the 19 last week.
Here's that group that was all dusted up in back, but now they're kind of playing nice, all too wide. At the front end of that is Zane Smith, who got caught up in one of the wrecks earlier, not of his own making, and he was going to clear Austin Dillon there. Michael McDowell battling the car he used to drive, now driven by Todd Gilliland. That's for 9th place.
Yeah, and you see right at the back of this screen right here, you see the 54 has caught the 45, and I'm...
Yes. Hello.
How do you rate broadcast right now? I don't fucking know, dude. I'm just watching it.
He definitely let him know right there that...
Yeah, they gave him plenty of room, didn't he?
Hopefully Cam doesn't get kicked off of YouTube. He might.
This has been a hornet's nest back here for a while. Ever since
I still see Fox getting rates to F1 again.
They cannot get it sorted out. They're out of time. They're desperate. 68
Since ESPN is done. Once ESPN is done.
Gilliland to 9th place. Puts McDowell 10th and Blaney just outside the top 10 with Kyle Busch. Hamlin, only 2 car lengths on Christopher Bell. He is not driving away.
New approach. Denny told us about it. Wanted to come here with a different setup. Starting 2nd and 3rds. I think it's helped everybody at Gibbs. All those cars are faster.
They have all been fast today, and Denny Hamlin has done a great job of keeping control of this race today and being in control of these races and getting the good restarts and maintaining that control. Definitely is playing to his benefit today. So he's been able to manage that and keep that as he's gone through the day.
Well, it's been a decade since he's won here, but today is the most laps in a race Denny Hamlin has led in this 7th generation car.
It's unbelievable to think about a decade and Denny Hamlin not winning in Martinsville with all the success that he has had here.
2,500 laps and counting.
He's now led more than half of this race. He's led over 200. The next driver on that list is Chase Elliott, who's led 42 today.
Well, as many laps as Denny Hamlin has led today, I would think that Progressive is probably going to think that they made a great buy on that car. What do you think, Clay?
Timing's everything.
Well, they're on there for what, 18 races?
This is their second race.
Yeah. There's the lap leaders today. And that is all of them. Only 6 drivers have led today. We've had 9 lead changes and 10 caution flags, which is a record for a 400-lap race here. Kyle Busch is making some noise. He and Ty Gibbs have been battling back and forth. Here's a look at it. Tyler Reddick is still hanging pretty close with them.
For 13th.
Well, Kyle had some decent track position to start this race, and they had some trouble on pit road, and that's really been something that we say more than we want to say.
Slow going on the race, maybe.
If they could have not had the mistake or whatever happened on pit road and kept that track position, I mean, he's got a better car and has been working his way back forward all day.
Well, Reddick's actually driving back up to them. Reddick probably doesn't want to complete this fast because the next one is going to be the 54 car. And that one will probably be a lot more interesting than getting around the 8. Took the exit away, got him loose.
Now they're double wide behind them. A.J. Allmendinger and then Hosevar and Zane Smith side by side. Meanwhile, Christopher Bell has caught Denny Hamlin.
And that's what happens in a lot of these races at Martinsville. You get towards the end of the race and all of a sudden you hadn't kept up with the racetrack, or the racetrack goes through a swing that you hadn't seen all day, and somebody gets hot and starts to make lap time, and their car starts to handle better and have had to work on their car all day. Beginning of this day, think about that first one, Clint. We saw Christopher Bell going backwards. Now, getting later in the afternoon, and here we are, Christopher Bell driving right back to the 11 car.
Very easy to get complacent here. I love what your comment there was, but reminiscent of that last run, the 9 car drove to him, and eventually Denny Hamlin wore him out. Be careful for Christopher Bell to fall right back into that trap. So you can drive to them, but that Denny Hamlin's car and his ability, his experience to save his tires and take care of them prevails on a long run.
You know, the last time Denny won here, 4 of our Fox announcers were in that race. Regan Smith finished 16th, Clint finished 13th, Jamie McMurray was 10th, Kevin Harvick was 8th, and it could be all the guys from 7th. Oh, yeah. Russell wrote that. He just asked me to say it.
Danica always ran it really well there.
Yeah. True. It was also Chase Elliott's debut in the Cup Series. He got a lap or 2 down early, had some kind of difficulty, and they used the whole rest of the race as a test session. Kept coming in, changing things, trying to make him comfortable and get him acclimated. Obviously, that plan worked out pretty well in the long term. Byron, it's like he's been coming from the back of the field all day, time after time after time. Now he busts into the top 20. This pass on Joey Logano will put Byron in 18th if he completes it.
Well, William Byron is one of those guys that Clint and I were talking about this on the way over from pre-race today. We didn't talk about him the whole time in pre-race. We said, you know what, today might be
Kyle
the day
Busch is in 15th.
Sneaks up on us because we haven't said a word, but obviously hasn't had everything that he's needed to go his way today. Another car that had some trouble on pit road, got back in the traffic, and has really never been able to break free and work their way forward.
Well, I think those cautions determined that a little bit for him. I mean, it just didn't fall his way, much like you just said. Just didn't go his way, right? And once or twice you get behind the 8 ball, next thing you know, you're way behind. And that's exactly what happened to William Byron.
Third looking back at 4th place, Wallace and Elliott. Order. Meanwhile, Blaney has worked his way up into the top 10, going forward. When Blaney won here last fall, he didn't start up front, but boy, he was passing cars. In fact, for about the first half of that race, he was the only driver who was consistently moving forward through the field. Taken a long time to get there today after starting 32nd. But here's Blaney in the top 10.
I want to just ride here. I'm watching Chase Elliott, I'm watching Bubba Wallace, I'm watching Bell, as Bell looks to the outside and cross over to the leader of Hamlin, but I want to ride. What I mean by that is I'm waiting on the leader. I want to save my tires and wait on Denny Hamlin to catch these leaders, or excuse me, lap cars, and then pounce on him. When he starts to get there, you have to apply more brake, you're harder on your equipment. Trying to pass those cars is harder for that leader. But Bell's not going to wait. He's there, he's trying.
So you can see it's almost a straightaway to the lappers. And John Hunter Nemechek right now, the last car on the lead lap in 26th. Jamie?
Well, Denny Hamlin in the start to this year, you know, he's had some adjusting to do with his new crew chief, Chris Gale, on top of the box. Chris, of course, was with Ty Gibbs the last few years, but they got paired up. And yes, they ran a couple Xfinity races together back in the day, but it's been hit or miss so far for them. They finished 20th and they finished top 10. 20th, top 10. Last week, their best effort. I walked up in the hall this morning, talked to his crew chief, Chris. He goes, oh, I'm well aware that my driver has not won here in 10 5 years, we're going to try to change that. They've really focused on the long run speed of this car, Mike, but he has had about 0 complaints, very little, if anything, wrong with his car today.
That's right, not much to complain about. There's a lot of...
He's had a great ride. And I'm sure, Chris Gabehart was an incredible leader. I mean, I'm sure it must have been quite an adjustment for Denny Hamlin to have a new crew chief with Gabehart moving into a management role at Joe Gibbs Racing this season.
Yeah, and I don't know that was Denny's call, right? So I'm sure a little bit of nerve-wracking situation there, not knowing exactly what you're going to have, but turns out doing just fine. He told us in the pre-race pretty happy and confident with what he's seen so far, Kevin.
16th there.
Yeah, you see Kyle Busch up on the outside of Joey Logano right there, and we saw this earlier in the race. Kyle would move up to that second groove, and right now it looks like Joey's going to get the pass done. Joey's got a little bit fresher tires than Kyle. Forgot about that part.
Yeah, Joey stopped at lap 320. Busch lap 279, along with most of the field.
Well, this is where we saw Denny Hamlin drive away last time, Cliff, from the 9 car of Chase Elliott. When he started to catch lap traffic, we'd see a couple of lap cars that we've had to work through right now. Can he do the same thing to Christopher Bell as we're going through traffic?
And I think that answer is yes. And I would say I dictate that answer, or me saying that, my comment is off of how I'm watching Denny Hamlin just conserve his tires. He's really not slipping around. You know, I'm watching Bell push pretty hard behind him. He slips the tires, getting into the corner, up off the corner, trying to run him down and hold pace with him. Whereas Denny is just kind of cruising out there. So when they get in lap traffic and he's got a call on it a little bit, it doesn't hurt his tires and affect it quite as much. Got a little reserve built in the tank.
So you think that the 11 car is actually pacing himself, saving his tires?
I'd watch it on the lap times. Bell will catch him at a flat. Denny Hamlin will be like a 08 or something, and then the next lap around, Hamlin will be at a 95 at his 12. He's keeping him right where he wants him.
Showing past Casey Mears here. Not fully aware, but it's going to be a while before they get to lead lap cars almost a straightaway ahead.
There you go. You can see the lap times right here. Just keep an eye on those. And as Denny catches it, well, I mean, they're both in clean air right now. Not a lapper, but as they catch them guys, that's, in my opinion, who can get through traffic is always who's going to win this race.
Well, look right there. We passed 2 cars, and what was a 1 or 2 car length lead is now 4 or 5.
Timing is everything, though. As your leader, as you catch those lappers, you know they're coming, and try to time that where you catch them in the right place where it doesn't slow you down. We have to hit the brakes or hinder your line one bit.
Larry, what's caught your eye about Denny Hamlin's drive here?
Yeah, I've been watching this for about the last 6 to 8 laps, and Denny just picks the throttle up later than Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace. He lets the car roll. He can be more distinct with the throttle because he's waiting on it a little bit.
So hard. Well, that's what I was talking about, is just being easy on those tires. If you let it roll around that corner more and more, that's great getting in and let it roll around there. Now you're not asking as much out of it, trying to pull that boat out of the hole, if you will. It's just way easier on the tires because you're out front and can do that.
That's a hard thing to do, and that was one thing that I always struggled with here at Martinsville, was being able to let that car roll just a beat past the center of the corner and be able to apply the throttle. I always wanted to roll the center fast, apply partial throttle, and that really tears the back tires up as the car is wanting to drive off the right rear tire and rotate. Letting that car roll past the center and get to that throttle, let the car get pointed, and driving that car off consistently straighter and straighter just allows you to save those tires.
So when you do that, you have to change something. And your roll speed is what you change. Your roll speed in and through the center over to about that 5/8 mark of the corner is where you have to roll faster around the corner, because you're not picking the gas up as soon as you were, so something has to give. Pick up your speed and find it in the first half, give up a little bit on the exit where you're not so hard on the tires trying to spin.
So we're 35 laps to go. You've got what you've got. What does Christopher Bell have that he can use to apply to Denny Hamlin. I mean, what can he do differently from what he's doing right now?
Exactly what he's doing. Be patient. That's what I said about 10 laps ago. I want to ride here. I'm watching the lap times. You're not going anywhere. When you get into lap traffic, eventually that lap traffic's going to be door to door. Won't be anywhere for Denny to go. That's when you got to be ready, and your tires have to be ready. Still have to have something in the tank to pounce on him if that opportunity presents itself.
And search around the racetrack, right?
Yep.
A little bit on the bottom, wrapping the curb, a little diamond, move up the racetrack on entries. While you've got some space, try not to lose any time and see if you can find something that'll wake your car up.
Larry, 32 laps to go. What do you got left in your playbook?
Well, I know what these crew chiefs are doing down there, Mike. They are thinking about what if. What if that caution comes out? Remember, with a tire that didn't have as much give up as this tire has 1 year ago, 90 laps on their tires, the caution came out to put us into overtime. We only had 13 drivers on the lead lap. The top 9 stayed out, but we did have some get 4 tires. But this is a tire that has a much more give out. So trust me, they're walking through all the what-if situations.
And Larry, we've watched this year. It isn't going to be an easy answer. If this caution comes out, it'll be the worst possible case scenario and put the pressure on you.
Got 26 cars on the lead lap.
Well, we've seen track position work itself out for some of these guys as you've gone through the day. But the kicker in that, we've run a lot more laps on this run than when some of those guys put 2 tires on and no tires. So you just never know. Some people are willing to gamble more than others, but if you're in the way, you're going to be in big trouble with old tires.
Well, this is almost a 100-lap run right now. Now here's Denny Hamlin closing in on the last car on the lead lap. That's John Hunter Nemechek in the 42. Nemechek, not going to make it easy on the leader, is he?
No, you want to do everything you can to keep yourself on the lead lap. So you definitely have something to race for. I think as you definitely don't want to be the guy that does something to the leader that causes him to have trouble, but you got to race as hard as you can just in case that caution comes out.
Bell closes right in using a lap car as a pit. Close safe for a while as Nemechek battles. 26 laps to go. He's in 26th place. All 38 starters are running. And if we complete it this way, it'll be the first time in the 154 race history of Martinsville Speedway that every car was running at the finish. And we're not going to get there. Jeez, just as I said that, they push Austin Cindric.
Yeah, fuck Cindric.
To the garage because the Penske team is out of batteries.
Wow.
Well, they obviously doing something different here, right? It's 2 Penske cars. You don't run out of batteries.
That's a first for me. Well, I've been around this a long time and never we're parking it because we're out of batteries.
I mean, that looked like a proprietary lithium-ion battery. The connector, that may not be shared. It's not like you can just go down to the local Advanced Auto Parts and get one.
So what you're saying is you can't put it on you can't put it on trickle charge and get it charged fast.
You can't go to Menards and buy another one.
By tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, June. They ran out of batteries.
Okay. The string continues. 23 to go.
Denny Hamlin's really starting to stretch it out, just exactly like he did to Chase Elliott that last run.
And that's another strength of Denny Hamlin. He's able to look ahead
22 to go.
What he has to do in traffic and has a plan when he gets there and able to execute that with his car in a quick amount of time. And the way that he drives that, it allows him to get position on guys easier than the way that guys like me would roll through the center of the corner fast. It just made passing more difficult when you did it that way.
Now, the cars at the tail end of the lead lap are pretty well strung out as we watch Joey Logano and Tyler Reddick fight for 13th here. Some of the other cars more than a lap down, but there's no really lead lap battle for Hamlin to contend with as he works through the lappers here. Probably not until he gets up into the area of, say, William Byron Daniel Suarez back about 21st, 22nd, and they're half a straightaway ahead of him right now.
And as a driver, you in Denny Hamlin's position, you just know you're kicking their butt right now. You're working your way through traffic. You're in a rhythm. And
yeah, I think Hamlin's got this.
I hope a caution
this point.
Come out. 1,000%. How many laps are left? And you don't want to ask on the radio, so every once in a while you'll glance over at the scoreboard and try to take a peek at the lap count so you can figure it out. Because you don't want your guys on the pit box to think that you're nervous about that happening. Because as soon as you would ask, you know that caution is going to fly.
Well, it was harder at the old Martinsville back in the day before they built grandstands at 3 and 4. That scoreboard sat right in turn 3, and so going down the backstretch, you couldn't ignore it. And you knew how many laps were left all the time.
It was that way at Bristol, too, and they put that new pylon, you know, the big Jumbotron in the center. They got rid of that old school lap count, and like I think it was the top 5 getting into 1, man. That was a tell-all. You could glance up. You didn't have much time to breathe, but you could glance up and see that. You can't look over and see the Jumbotron.
I knew where every scoreboard and lap counter was at every racetrack because you didn't want the team to think that you were worried about how many laps are left or what was going on.
The only track that still has a scoreboard like that is they put one up just like the old one at North Wilkesboro. 2 3. Hamlin laying it out. Bubba Wallace closing in on Christopher Bell for second place now. There is the gap with some traffic ahead to deal with. 16 to go.
There's your 66.
Larry?
Yeah, Mike, the biggest thing that they're telling Denny Hamlin, not so much how many laps to go, how many lap cars are between he and Christopher Bell that's in second. That's the biggest thing they're telling him right now.
That number right now is 3
and growing. Denny Hamlin has stretched it out just exactly like he did last time. Saving him tires.
Second's going to be the battle. Bubba Wallace closing on Bell right there, and they're going to get into the thick of those 3 cars and have to get by them.
Well, Bell's car looks to me a lot like what I was just describing in making it tough to pass. When you charge in and roll to and through the center fast, that was what it looked like when he was behind Denny Hamlin. So Denny just sliced his way right through this traffic, but when you have that style like we're talking about, it makes it more difficult to make passes and set them up correctly.
Because you can't get off the corner.
That's right.
Watch Bubba Wallace starting to diamond the corner, going to cross back over, and he's going to beat him up off the corner on the exit. When you wrap that bottom, your tires wear out. Look out.
So now 4 lapped cars separate 1 and 2, and there goes Burt Myers back to 3, and now it will be 2 as they pass the 35 of Riley Hurst.
That was patience on Bubba Wallace's part. He could have made that pass right there. Bell blocked him. Showed a lot of poise right there, a lot of patience. He could have moved him out of the way.
Chase Elliott is catching Bubba Wallace. The lead may not be in doubt as he passes Eric Jones, but second, third, and fourth is heated up here.
All that ebb and flow of traffic and how you catch them and how long it takes you to get by. When Christopher Bell is having trouble, it's bringing Bubba to his bumper, but it's also bringing the 2 guys behind Bubba Wallace closer to him as well.
Elliott and Larson closing in. Chastain 6th. Priest trying to continue his string of top 10s, which would be the first time he's had 3 of them in a row. Then Briscoe, Gilliland, and Blaney in the top 10.
Yeah.
Logano just outside.
And you mentioned Gilliland right there. Todd Gilliland is having a great day. And like Clint, you were saying, this long run right here, that's legitimate. That's legitimate top 10 speed to be able to put yourself in a position to finish 9th today purely off the performance of your car and the
great run,
ability inside the car.
Yeah, love it.
Second place, Wallace is there. Haley to the outside, a lap car. And Elliott filling up Wallace's rearview mirror. 8 to go. Now 7.
You're clear. 9 following you through bottom. On your bumper. Once you get clear, you drive away. Get your marks.
And this is definitely the longest run of the race that we've had so far. So these guys they're struggling.
And
they're struggling inside the car with the looseness and the tightness and everything in between that we've talked about.
And I'm glad you said that, and it's by far the biggest lead we've seen all day long, too. The only thing that's going to outrun that 11 is a caution.
3.5 seconds for Denny Hamlin on Christopher Bell. There's the lead, and second, third, fourth, fifth. Very close.
Got 5 to go.
Well, Denny's put a straightaway on him, and when we go back and talk about Denny Hamlin, and you talk about Chris Gabehart going to be the competition director, and Chris Gale coming over to be Denny's crew chief, Denny Hamlin doesn't get enough credit for how good he is in this race car, but he is obviously a leader of this team, and being able to work with these guys to put themselves in a position to go out and get better every week, come to a racetrack where we expect these guys in the 11 car to run well, but they brought a new setup. They wanted to make their car better and put themselves in a position to go out and figure out if they could do this and dominate.
A lot of nervous energy up on that pit box. 3 laps to go. Joe Gibbs Racing has 1-1-2 finish here.
He knows it too. Look at him.
It came 15 years ago when Hamlin finished first and Logano second.
2 to go.
2 to go.
Denny Hamlin has dominated today. Led so many laps.
Well, Denny,
White flag cannot come out fast enough.
yeah, Denny has just done a great job all day, putting himself in a position to
Led over
keep
half
control of
the
this
race.
and take this
And
white
taking the
flag
white
as the biggest
flag.
he's seen all day.
1 lap to go at Martinsville.
Quite close enough to contend. Bell, Wallace, Elliott separated a little bit apart.
Coming around the final turns. On to turn 3, into turn 3, out of turn 3, and on to turn 4. Denny Hamlin is going to win at Martinsville.
For his 55th career victory. Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, Chris Gale, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, the top 5.
Great job.
His first win in almost a year.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And he's going to win
Denny
it.
Hamlin ties Rusty Wallace for 11th on the all-time Cup Series win list. He's the 5th different driver to go to victory lane this year.
Hard to believe out of all the laps led, all the success that he's had, that it's been that long since he's been in victory lane, but it doesn't matter anymore. We have fixed that problem. Gen 7 no more. This is the one that it was elusive to him, is winning in this race car at this track. Got it. Dominant fashion.
It's Hamlin's 15th career short track win, and that is second among active drivers.
Bubba Wallace, another great day for that 23 car.
So yeah, about a 26.5-minute green flag run to end the race.
1, 2, 3, Chevy 4, 5, 6. Ryan Preece is the first Ford in 7th, and finally, Joey Logano gets a top 10.
How about that?
Yeah. First one of the year.
He made some great ground there at the end of the race as you see Denny Hamlin start to burn the back tires off of this progressive Camry.
Great top 10 for Todd Gilliam. Ryan Preece, can't say enough about him. That new opportunity, another top 10.
Chase Briscoe had a good day tonight.
Needed, much needed.
4 Toyotas, 3 Chevys, 3 Fords in the top 10.
Plenty of tire left. Saved it all for a burnout, Chris.
That's the best place to burn it down. They're already paid for you, so you might as well get your money's worth.
It's the 15th Martinsville win for Joe Gibbs Racing. 3rd on the all-time list behind Hendrick Motorsports and Petty Enterprises.
That's a
Impressive burnout.
That's an awesome burnout. I mean, there, get out of the way, get the sweep truck out of the way. You might make a lap.
And hold on, don't hit the stage. You're going to need to climb up on that in a minute.
Kyle Larson did this a few years ago here, and I think he's going to make it, Kevin. That's how much tire he saved. Can he do a lap?
Ah, no, he couldn't.
Not quite, but fun.
I'm impressed.
But that was so impressive. Oh, shit.
There'll be a discussion here. Tyler Reddick and
Got a
Ty
discussion.
Gibbs had a lot of contact during today's race.
Come on,
you
show
gotta
it.
work that out because you got to race it next week.
Yeah, I watched that back.
Fucking, why would you
I don't think it was definitely
show it and then stop showing it?
Ran him down very fast.
Such a bitch move.
Kind of in your lap and got into it and wrecked it. But it doesn't make you any better. If you got wrecked, you got spun out, you're still going to have fun. Thumbs up's probably all you're going to get out of me. I'm going to the house.
Yeah.
Talk to you
Always a tough discussion.
The good thing is they're talking about it.
at least he went over there and handled it.
Toyota sweep of the first three positions. Denny Hamlin beats teammate Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace higher, 23-11.
Denny Hamlin's on fire.
Rubber fire probably underneath the fender wells. It's been a long time since you've seen that much rubber build up on the sides of these race cars. I like this soft tire.
Probably should get out of that thing.
Hendrick Motorsports favored here. Ends up fourth and fifth with Elliott and Larson.
Maybe put the fire out, Kev.
Last Chastain sixth.
I would definitely tell somebody that it's on fire.
Denny Hamlin is your winner at Martinsville.
I want to listen to Denny's podcast this week. This ought to be a good one. Really?
11 against the world.
He was headed in such a good direction.
Everybody liked him this time.
Jamie.
That's right. There's so many applause. People are happy for Denny Hamlin. What a burnout first off.
11 against the world is crazy. I mean, it's kind of true.
In the victory lane here at Martinsville. How were you able to come back like that and dominate, leading more than half the race here?
You know, Chris Gale, all the engineers, the pit crew, everybody really on that wall right there, just decided that they were going to come here with a different approach than what we've been over the last few years, and it was just amazing. The car was great.
His daughter's joining him.
It did everything I needed it to do. Just so happy to win with Chris and get 55. It's awesome.
How about Chris Gale? You had the same crew chief in Chris Gapehart for so many years, Denny. Making that transition, how have you guys been able to figure it out as quickly as you have?
Yeah, I mean, he's been, such a soldier to come in here to this 11 team and kind of learn our style. And then over the last few weeks, just putting his final touches on it. It's really been a great mesh. Our relationship's getting better, and just, really happy to get a win with him. And obviously back here in Martinsville, where I spent so many years racing late models and whatnot, I love winning here.
Denny, you got out of your car and you held up that flag and it says 11 against the world. What is that all about?
Well, my buddies, my Ohio State fans that I hung out with at the end of last year, we always had the Ohio State against the world, so now it's 11 against the world.
There you go. Denny Hamlin wins at Martinsville.
Denny Hamlin, your winner at Martinsville Speedway for Martinsville, Virginia. Here's Christopher Bell.
It was seemed like it was really good until the end of that long run. Maybe just lacked a little on long run speed.
Yeah, I don't know. We were back and forth on balance a little bit, and I asked to be freer throughout the whole race. And then that last run, I just went a little bit too loose and lost my drive off. So, it was a great weekend for Joe Gibbs Racing. Obviously, showed a lot of pace. All four of the cars were really good. Really happy to kind of get back up front. The last 2 weeks have been rough for this 20 team. So. Proud of all of our partners at DeWalt, Toyota, Joe Gibbs Racing, and really happy for Denny. And he's the Martinsville master, so second to him's not that bad.
You mentioned this racetrack and having a good day and everything like that. This is an important race as we get further into the season, so some good takeaways at least as you get to the championship run later on?
Yeah, I think so. It's, I don't know, I felt really bad at the end of the run there. Obviously, I was falling pretty far back behind Denny, but I think qualifying really good was a big part of our success this weekend, and hopefully we can come back a little bit better in the fall and be able to have a nice solid day like we did today. So everyone executed really well. Thank you to my pit crew. They did a great job. The car was amazing in qualifying, got us that #1 pit stall, which was a big part of our success today as well. So we did the details right, and we came home second.
Nice run, thanks.
Joe Gibbs gets a 1-2 finish.
Alrighty, y'all.
Winning the Cookout 400.
So,
Here's a look at today's
congrats to Denny Hamlin. Another pretty boring race at Martinsville, though. Kind of exactly what I expected. Was not really excited for this race. But next week is a race that I'm excited for. Darlington!
We saw Christopher Bell
Ah, man, I'm really excited for that race. Will I be live for the Xfinity race? I don't think I will.
Good drive up off the corner and clear Christopher Bell going into turn 3.
Pretty sure.
And let's join Regan with the third place finisher.
Well, Mike Bubba Wallace continuing to stack good runs together. Bubba, this team has a lot.
Yeah, no, I will
right
not.
now. It seems like you're just continuing to.
But I will be live for the Cup race.
No doubt. Sorry, nose run.
Here's Bubba.
Well, a good day, nonetheless. I'm just trying to scratch my head on what I could have done different. My restarts were terrible, and it's one of my best traits, so need to go back and study that. But what a great day, continuing to rebound from the start of our season. Super proud of our group here on the 23 team. McDonald Toyota Camry was fast all weekend. I think that final restart, I let second get away. I don't know if I had anything for Denny, but it would have been fun to try. But all in all, hell of a day for Toyota, top 3. That's nice. So we'll keep the momentum going. Having fun. It's fun to have fun.
It's always good to have fun. Congrats, Jamie.
Chase Elliott led 42 laps
Here's
today.
Chase.
Brought it home 4th. Good effort, considering I know a lot of people are looking at you maybe to win this thing, Chase. But how was the car overall, and how did things change as the race went on?
Yeah, I thought our car was really good, honestly. Thought everybody on our team did a good job yesterday, leading into the weekend, and then certainly, getting this thing where it needed to be, I thought, for a balance, for today. So, yeah, all that was really good. Just needed control of the race. I really needed to get to Denny there at the end of that second stage and try to get control. I knew the second half everybody was going to be better and closer, and just that little bit of being able to control this thing from that point forward means a lot. And unfortunately, I didn't do a great job getting to him. I was trying and just came up a few car lengths short. And it just puts you in a tough spot trying to play catch up and whatnot. But yeah, it was a solid day. We need more than solid, so we'll keep trucking.
See you in Darlington. Mike?
Thanks, Jamie.
All right, y'all.
Boy, Denny Hamlin's 55 wins have come with
That was Chase, but Denny Hamlin is going to win this week at Martinsville. Next week will be Darlington. Like I said, I won't be live for the Xfinity race. I will be live for the Cup race, obviously, though.
Well, he's really good at this race.
Yeah,
I think
I'm going to end this shit right here.
He can go to a different crew chief and be.
I'll be live for the Suns on Tuesday and I think Friday.
So today he did that at what we would consider his best track.
Well, I think he led the charge with Gibbs, Joe Gibbs Racing. He wanted to be better here. He came back. He wasn't satisfied with that second, third place. He came back here with a different setup. And
I'll be live Tuesday and Friday for the Suns.
Well, a lot of contact.
And then Sunday I'll be live at 2:45
for
the Cup race. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching and peace out.